job, I don't think you would participate with a person like that because I don't get it. So I'm not going to yell. I appreciate you saying don't yell. I appreciate you commenting toward her. And I appreciate you looking at me now, but I think it's crazy that you rather talk about her value than the fact that y'all are having a meeting today with a person who you know.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Our next speaker is Andrew G., followed by Jalen Ford, followed by Tamisha Torres-Walker.
Hi, which items have you signed up for?
Start speaking, can you please clarify whether Kevin De Leon is present?
No, go ahead. This is your time to speak. Which items would you like to speak on? Which items would you like to speak on? Your time. Give him 1 minute for general public comment. Unless he's
Can you clarify if he's present? Just answer
your
the
time
question.
is running. It's your time to speak, and it's running.
All right, so let's talk about Paul Krikorian.
That piece of mierda.
I actually watched your speech that you gave when you were first elected back in October, and you talked about how you were going to be this great unifier or whatever, but that's not what you've done. Now, of course, your whole ridiculous, we must continue business as usual at all costs nonsense was in that first speech, but you talked about how you'd be trying to help us heal. And try to help us heal and such, but it's sort of okay, so what are you doing to actually help the city heal? Your whole thing is enabling KDL. Step down as council.
Thank you.
KDL, okay. Kevin De Leon.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Jalen Ford.
Good morning,
followed
everybody.
by Tamisha Torres-Walker, followed by Kevin Cosby.
How about them Canes? I don't know what happened with the Canes.
Hi,
The Canes won yesterday. Yeah.
General
Okay.
comment.
You have a minute.
Beat the
Please
Kings.
Go ahead.
Never mind.
Thank you
Flew
so
over,
much. My
man.
name is Jalen Ford, and I just want to say that Kevin should be embarrassed. All of you all should be embarrassed. His family should be embarrassed. And not because he got caught. It's because he's not serving the people that he said he was going to serve.
Smoke.
It's not, we don't need racists here in LA, and especially representing the people. They don't want him here, so he should be gone, period. And another point, the system is not broken. It's operating exactly like how it should. So I just want to say do better. And I yield my time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Tamisha Torres-Walker, followed by Kevin Cosney, followed by Donald Harlan.
Hi, which items had you signed up for?
Public comment.
Very good. You have a minute. Please begin.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tamisha Torres-Walker. On this Black History Month, I'm here to tell Mr. De Leon that the family of Tyre Nichols does not need this kind of solidarity.
What are you talking about, D-Nice? What did I get greedy on?
I can tell that his constituents had hoped that he would be crushed under the weight of his shame, and that his political career will be permanently debilitated. But because he has no shame, the public will continue to show up and gather, no matter how large or small, to continue to remind Mr. De Leon that the cameras are always on, the mic is always on, the people are always watching. And the only blight on this community is weak politicians who think that they can say anything behind closed doors and not be held accountable. And the other blight are weak politicians who refuse to hold their colleagues accountable for racist, bigoted remarks against poor and Black people
all of y'all
in
motherfuckers.
this city.
That'd be all of y'all motherfuckers.
Our next speaker is Kevin Cosney, followed by
Kevin
Donald
Costner?
Harlan, followed by Jason Reedy.
Fucking Kevin Costner's in there, guys.
Hi. Well,
Thanks, George. Music for all seasons.
Cosney, general comment.
Sure. Floor is yours.
On this first day of Black Futures Month, because Black people do have a future in LA despite what KDL wants, we're here to say no business as usual. LA is watching, California's watching, the country and the world is watching, and we demand accountability. Anti-Black, anti-Indigenous, and anti-tenant and homophobic rhetoric is horrendous, but the political maneuvering by KDL and his colleagues to silence the voice of Black people and renters in LA is even more despicable. His weak statement on Tyre Nichols is a tired PR stunt. We won't use our dead brothers and sisters for his political gain. We have killer cops and racist electors right here in this city that need to be dealt with. He's talking about solidarity and accountability, but has been hiding and running for months, even right now, afraid to step in this chamber.
Oh, you would get it right now.
Hiding from accountability. We don't want your statements, we want your resignation, Kevin. Other council members, he does not represent LA. Stop allowing him to perpetuate these harms. He can't stand up for LA residents. He couldn't even stand up for himself when his own colleagues were making fun of him and other Angelinos. KDL, I'd say shame on you, but you're clearly shameless. I'd say stand up and do what's right, but you're spineless. Please take yourself up out of these chambers.
Oh, you spineless.
Sir,
Sir.
excuse me, sir.
Sir.
Is your name Kevin Cosney? I just want to make sure I got the right name. Yep. Okay. Thank you, sir. Okay. Next speaker is Donald Harlan, followed
That's
by
cool,
Jason
Bear.
Reedy, followed by Stacy Cigar Bollinger.
Hi, Mr. Harlan. Which items had you signed up for?
Yeah, a lot of folks went to my high school. Anthony
Hello.
Kiedis.
I'd like to speak on
Axl
agenda
Rose,
items
Slash.
number 1, number 2, number 11, and a general
Herb
public
Albert.
comment.
Okay, so 1 and 2 have been voted on, but you can speak about them in general.
Those
So
are some
we'll
of the
give
bigger
you a
ones.
minute for item 11, and then a minute for general, and you can talk about the others. So please begin, Mr. Harlan.
Okay, item number 11, West Martin Luther King Boulevard, 3700 and
did, Wolf.
Marlton Avenue. Hudson Pacific Properties does not own that. That is not owned by Hudson Pacific Properties. Nobody
Sure
should
he is,
be
Hank.
paying Hudson Pacific Properties
Looks weird
for that. There's the original owner and the owner from 1978. It says that somebody showed up in 2005 and modified the assessor report again 2011 and 2012. Same thing with Marlton Avenue.
Why are you
Marlton
spamming my
Company,
chat,
I don't know
Sea-Dog
who
and
they are. They showed up
Cooper?
in 2016 and changed the assessor report 3 times that it was vacant property.
Telling everybody
You know,
to go over there,
There's
huh?
no such thing as vacant property. Every
Got it.
property is owned by somebody. Nobody should just be showing up and building stuff. This is a good example of it. That's likely my property from 1978 as part of some infrastructure I built near there.
And you can go to general if you want.
Agenda item number 1, LAPD at 24151 Signal Street, berth 57. No. The LA Harbor Department does not own that real estate. I own the real estate. I own the Port of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
That's been my property a long time. I bought it from the original 1911 owner.
11?
The Port of LA doesn't own it. The LA Harbor doesn't own it. There's layering there on the county assessor reports.
Is that where I was going?
LAPD is not welcome on my property in my port. Agenda item number 2, 427
In my
North Gaffney
port.
Street, that billboard there. That's part of my infrastructure there.
My billboard.
From 1978. It says somebody showed up in 2000 and tried to change the property, and again in 2015 they tried to tax default it and put up a billboard there. I don't know who did that. It's right on my infrastructure there, number 2.
Thank you, Mr. Harlan.
Thanks, Mr. Harlan.
Thanks,
Thanks, Mr. Harlan.
Sorry, bro.
our next-
We're sorry we put a billboard
Thank
on
you,
your
sir.
property,
Your
and
time
we're
is
not going to
expired.
give a fuck.
Next
It's going to stay
speaker
there.
is Jason Reedy.
Because that's not your property,
Mr.
cuckoo.
Harlan, I'm sorry, your time has expired. Please have a seat. Our next speaker is Jason Reedy, followed by Stacy Cigarra Bollinger. Mr. Reedy, come on up. Followed by Stacy Cigarra Bollinger.
Cigar Bollinger? What a last name. It's hyphen, though.
Which items had you signed up for, Mr. Reedy?
I would have took Bollinger. I would have left Cigar
Item
alone.
6, that's Tim McCosker's item, correct? On Black
Sorry.
History Month.
Sorry, could you say that again?
Item 6,
Okay.
is that the McCosker Black History Month motion?
Item 6 is a street banner for Black History Month.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then public comment.
Sure, so you have
All
a
right,
minute
fuck
for
you.
each.
All right, so
Say
let's
fuck
talk
you.
about item 6. McCosker. Tim McCosker wants money for a street banner campaign to honor Black History Month. But why would we give money to a Los Angeles Police Protective League lobbyist? Why would we give money to him to celebrate black people when he has lobbied for the LAPPL, the quote-unquote union for the LAPD, the one that goes through and represents the murderers of our people? Why would we want to give him money? The one that assassinates the characters of people like Takara Smith and Keenan Anderson and Oscar Leon Sanchez? Why would we give money for him to celebrate Black History Month? The only reason why he wants to celebrate Black History Month is to create this facade that he cares about black people. But he really doesn't. He really doesn't. And he uses Watts as a cover. Again, just like Joe Buscaino did, uses Watts as a cover for your anti-blackness, for your white supremacy. So we say no to that. And Marquise, you shouldn't have signed off on that either.
Yeah,
now,
Marquise.
public comment, Bob was wondering, what do you think Obi is going to think? What do you think Obi is going to think when he grows up and he sees you kikiing it with Kevin De Leon, laughing it up with Kevin De Leon? right? We know that you said, I can't envision the council moving forward with these members. This pain isn't going away anytime soon, and the healing process can't begin without resignations. But it appears to us that you've healed. Maybe if you talked about your black child, you might have given a fuck. But you don't. You don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck, right? And then finally, KDL can release a statement on Tyree Nichols, but he has been silent on the 3 murders by LAPD right here in his backyard. Hasn't he? And what did he do? Instead of speaking out against these murderous cops who he supports, who are his angels, who are covering for him, literally covering for him, what does he do? He celebrates them. He celebrates them. He gives them a placard and a fucking celebration because he doesn't give a fuck about black people. Very similar to the rest of this council. You guys don't give a fuck about black people.
Boom. Guys, for the ones that are just joining, this is LA City Council meeting. It's always a clown show
Bollinger, followed
by the head clown right here, Paul Klakorthian or whatever his name is, Galuchian. You know,
Mr. Harlan,
he's the head idiot, along with the rest of the fucking obtuse assholes who pretend like they care and work for you.
Public comment, please.
Sure. You have a minute. Please begin.
And that's what we're watching.
So I'm a survivor of domestic violence, and when you get out of that situation alive, you start recognizing patterns from your abusive relationship in things like government, in policing, in how the owner
Yes, you're allowed to
class,
cuss. Freedom of
deals with
speech.
the working class. So some of the patterns I'm referring to, when people say, sorry, I'm going to do better, and then they don't, and they repeat the same behaviors over and over again. We were told no more business as usual. We're not going to come to meetings by a lot of our representatives here today. And then here we are with KDL in chambers and all of our representatives attempting business as usual. When they take all of our money and they work in beautiful places and they live in beautiful places and we work in shitty places and live in shoe boxes and they tell us that we don't deserve them, that's abuse, and we need to start recognizing these patterns. Thank you.
Well, you could get another job and go buy yourself a house somewhere and move out where it's a little cheaper. You could always do that too.
Here. Oh, come on forward.
She hot? I don't know. I couldn't see without the mask. Kate! Cat, what are you doing, Cat? Cat!
Oh, gnarly!
My name is Timmy Picasso.
Cat, it's good to see you.
21. We represent
Happy
over
February, Cat.
98,000
Thank you so
public
much for the
sector workers
huge
here in
dono.
Southern California.
That's
and
fucking
over
huge,
4,000
Cat.
members in the South Central area that will be affected by this project.
It's good to see you, Cat.
Our organization is USC Forward. Our coalition would like the council to grant this appeal and support this appeal. The only reason we're at all of council is because there was a typo on this appeal. And so we want to make sure that we continue to support this appeal and have the full council support our appeal for item number 4 to make sure that Triple Link does not continue to push dormitory-style housing in South Central Los Angeles while pushing out our working class labor brothers and sisters and their neighbors. Thank you, council.
I don't know why they keep switching the
Thank you
camera
very
today.
much.
They've never done that
All
before.
right, we'll go
I gotta
next
keep panning
to the
it.
callers who
It's
are
weird.
on the phone. So if we could please take the first
Thanks
public
again, Cat. That's
speaker
huge. It's good to see you.
on the phone.
I didn't see you
First
yesterday.
caller.
Were you here yesterday,
What item
Cat?
would you like to speak on?
I didn't see you last night.
Speaker with the
But it was
last 4
slow.
digits, 5245.
Here we go, guys. You want to call in?
Please press star
669-254-5252. 669-254-5252. You can call in. 669-254-5959.
I'll speak on all available items and general public.
What's up,
comment
Pete? Good
on
morning.
6, 11, and
Okay, so it's 4 through 11.
This
and
guy's
after
awesome.
that,
4
a
through
minute
11.
for general.
Calls it
Please
every
begin.
time.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning, public. All items today will be all yes votes. These votes are always yes votes. It's called vote trading. That's how we got to 60,000 homeless people. There's no thinking. There's just yes votes. Whatever a council person puts up, it's a yes vote. Kindergarten. Number 6, McCosker, the LAPD replacement for Buscaino, like the other guy said. Street banner program for Black History Month.
It's up
the
full.
problem is not just only KDL public. The problem is these Uncle Tom black politicians, and this street banner program is just a cover, a nice feel-good, ridiculous move that the public doesn't need. We need real representation, and the black community does not have it. Marquise Dawson's name on this is a disgrace. All of these Uncle Toms are silent on the recent LAPD murders. And this street banner program doesn't do anything for anybody. Just another feel-good, ridiculous session like these 30 people standing here 4 hours a day doing nothing. Number 11, here we go again. The city's public lands program was a promise to the public to build 10,000 affordable housing units on city public property. This developer land grab giveaway is for mixed-use office, retail, and commercial versus affordable housing. More looting via hand-picked Heather Hutt, another black politician that does not represent the black community. That is the black community's major problem. We have no representation. These people do not represent us. This is similar to number 17 on January 17th agenda. Dawson's given away 34,000 square feet of public land, the Bethune site, to build a luxury hotel for his developer buddy. Sounds like Jose Huizar all over again. Between these two, they're giving away all our public land, no affordable housing, and lining their pockets, looting the public. Looting. These Uncle Tom Negroes sitting there, they do not represent our community. The problem isn't KDL.
You can go into general if you wish, Speaker.
It is these lack of representation from these people. Just what Malcolm X told us years and years ago. In public, a week or so ago, this incompetent and corrupt LA City Council approved the annual homeless count via LA Housing Authority. Do you actually think this corrupt government wants you to know what the actual count is? The count is mainly done by volunteers, recording results on their cell phones. Volunteers on cell phones. The state funded $1 billion for homelessness. The county, billions. The city of LA, billions. An LA article on January 27th revealed an 18% average increase in homelessness, as opposed to these people's homeless volunteers instead of funding.
Thank you, Speaker.
Thanks very much. Next speaker,
Thank you
please.
very much. We don't care.
Next
Speaker.
caller.
Kiss,
what
how are you?
items would you like to speak on?
Good to see you and the rest of England. What's up, Pete? YouTube?
Yeah, it's Eric Previn. I'll speak on the available items in a general public.
It does kind of sound like
so you
Ben
have
Carson,
3
that
minutes
last
for
guy.
items 4 through 11, followed by a minute for general. Please begin, Mr. Previn.
Yeah, item 11, you've got Andre Hernan signing off on getting these guys, Hudson Pacific Properties, Inc., into the mix over at Marlton Square. This has gone on for 8 city-owned parcels, as the speaker said. I think this is intended to be some kind of retail and mixed use. But, you know, the thing that I think is on everybody's mind as the mayor trots out the agenda for Inside Safe is why would we be doing this kind of a deal with an upscale 62% white guy on the executive team company from Canada, although they're based now in LA, as opposed to kind of local affordable housing for the community that is, as we've heard, struggling. Look, these ENAs are terrific. It means early negotiating agreement. What it does is it shuffles them into the back room for some exclusive handling by Mr. Michelson, who's shimmied over to Karen Bass's office, but someone like that up in, city attorney, crooked real estate division. I don't know. I mean, I know we're desperate. Look, Chris Pearson is over on their team. He's a guy who used to work for Villaraigosa. He claims that he had direct oversight over Department of Planning and Building and Safety and facilitated entitlements for over 5 million square feet of development. So these are not nobody. These guys know what they're doing, and you know, they work in Silicon Valley. I don't know. You know, it doesn't make me happy. I'm going to be honest. And I agree about ear damage. We don't want anybody to have ear damage. Also, nice glance at the IT spending from 21-22, 95 million, of which 21 million is directly to IT themselves, who are, I like Ted Ross because he's an affable, dignified, respectable guy, but the horror show of the Good Work, or whatever it's called, program of $12 million, $13 million over budget. It's embarrassing.
Which item are you on? I think you slid off of the agenda items.
I'm going to go to the Black. I'd like to go to the Black History Month, if you wouldn't mind interrupting me. Stop interrupting me. Thank you. You know, I think banner is not my thing, as I said the other day. But I do support Black History Month, and I like very much what McCosker is doing with the branding of the 1-5 district communities. Nice. I suppose you've heard of the new 9th from Mr. Price, who may or may not be recusing himself on everything today. And I like the way Hernandez, who's coming in via Skype today, calls her crew the fam. I like that as well. I support these kinds of clever names, but let's not print up plastic and hang them on the street signs. Let's do something else about the branding. But let's definitely brand, and I'd like to hear a proposal from all of the council districts very soon on that. You know, nobody likes these bids. Nobody likes these bids at all. I mean, the only one who likes these bids are the community that are patrolling around. I don't know about it. I'm concerned, and I'm very concerned. I'm going to make it clear about e-bikes.
I'm okay, Santos. I'll miss it.
There's a big push to get them out there. People are being encouraged. There's credits from CARB. That's some kind of a credit. You can get a big rebate if you buy one, but they're also bursting into flames. So, LOL, not funny. People are dying and getting hurt. So, please, let's do something smart. And giving the money to the businesses to keep the front of the stores clean and to employ various techniques is there is some importance there, but I don't know about these bids. It's just, it seems like nobody has any control, and it's very murky. So keep up the good work.
You guys are crazy, the chat. Keep up the good work, huh?
Next speaker. What items would you like to speak on?
Yes, item 6 and public comment, please.
Sure, you have a minute for each. Please begin.
Thank you. First of all, I'm in agreement with item 6, Black History Month. But what I would like to see maybe next year is when we put those up is we put names of individuals who in the black community have done great things. For example, Miss Elma Wood. Most of you don't even know who she was, but she was a big supporter of the libraries. Miss Jessie Samuels, unbelievable woman who loved the community, and both of these ladies did wonderful work with me on the CUP committee. And I don't even know if they're alive anymore, but if they are, I hope somebody will reach out and let them know that they're still remembered in the community. And if they're in heaven, I want to say to them, let them know that I'm still trying to fight corruption here in City Hall. Let's go on to public comment. May I go on to public comment, sir?
Yes, absolutely. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. I am absolutely thrilled and amazed with Miss Bass, our new mayor.
Thrilled.
I didn't vote for her. I was afraid of her. I thought maybe she
I didn't
would be
vote for her, but I'm thrilled.
to the right or the left, whatever it is, the left. But I thought she'd
What's up, Matt?
be too liberal. But for her to go and reappoint Steve Moore, who I feel is an outstanding individual, and I really truly feel he cares, because if you watch his interviews, he's many a time has shown emotion because he's affected by what happened, and he loves his officers, but he loves his community even more. So, Mayor Bass, God bless you, and I just hope we continue to see this kind of great result from you. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
New Jersey Vinny. You're not supposed to call him Eskimo. You're supposed to call him Inuit.
Next speaker. What items would you like to speak on?
It's a proper term,
Speak
apparently.
with the last 4 digits, 0322.
So you're eating an Inuit pie.
Please press *6 to unmute yourself.
Not an Eskimo pie.
Good morning. This is MJ King, resident of CD14. speaking on item 6,
You're all good,
11,
Vinny.
and general public comment.
Great. So you have 2 minutes for items 6 and 11, and then after that, a minute for general. Please
What's up,
begin.
Jesus?
On item 6, any street banner campaign to honor Black History Month is hypocritical when this council is rubber stamping the reappointment of the chief of police, who has a serious issue when it comes to community members who are Black. His department can't stop killing them. Keenan Anderson and Takar Smith needed help, and LAPD killed them. We know that Rodriguez, Lee, McCosker, and Park are bought and paid for by the LAPD, but what about everyone else? Are you going to support a department that has killed 4 people already this year? How many of you stand concurrent with Tyree Nichols when the same damn shit is happening in LA?
Bruining imagery.
Stop virtue
Dieter.
signaling around
Thank
police
you.
violence in other cities
Fucking
while
huge.
the same violence is being inflicted on community members by LAPD. You don't think you condone police violence? Every single one of you who supports the 4118 motion supports LAPD violence against our most vulnerable neighbors. You use LAPD to silence and eject community members in chambers who you disagree with, all in the name of respectability politics. Those community members represent those of us who can't be in person and can't call into every council meeting. Stop silencing them.
Speaker,
and as I've said it before, I'll say it again.
Speaker,
Why
we seem to
hasn't
have
any
slid
council
off of
member...
the agenda items a bit. Can we
Mr.
get
Falbo, you are so incompetent in your job. When you speak over me, the translator cannot record
Actually,
my comments.
Speaker,
As
I do
was
get to
saying-
interject when you're not on topic. So could you stick
As
with
I was
items
saying,
4 through 11?
I am on topic. KDL is my council member. I am on topic.
Okay,
Why
so we're going to
hasn't
send you
any
to
council
general
member
public comment because you clearly want to talk about that. So please go ahead.
Stop interrupting. If you stopped interrupting, I would have been finished with my 90-second comment. Why hasn't any council member asked one of the officers to arrest KDL for assault? You let him parade in and make a mockery of this council, whether on the floor or voting secretly from the back. You are all complicit. Why is KDL allowed to have motions on the agenda? He should not be able to vote when he is not in chambers. He has been on vacation since October on our dime. Arrest KDL. Stop giving LAPD weapons of war. No killer robot dogs. Stop rubber stamping LAPD budget until they stop killing our community members. End 4118. Stop harming our most vulnerable community members. You are all complicit. This Black History Month, arrest KDL. Stop funding LAPD. End 4118.
And no more.
Arrest KDL.
No more Ed
Fund
209s.
LAPD. End 4118. Arrest KDL. Arrest KDL. Arrest KDL.
Thank you, Speaker.
All right, next caller, please.
Next speaker.
Dieter again. Thank you
What
so much.
items would
That's a
like to
big
speak
dono. Thank you, Bruning Imagery. Thank you, Dieter.
Hi, my name is Michael Hayden, CD1. I'd like to speak on item 5.
Sure, you have a minute. Please begin.
Hi, I live on West Avenue 34, directly across the street from the Avenue 34 project, the site of a former illegal toxic waste dump. We support this measure to fund testing and urge the council to adopt the motion. Thank you, Councilmember Hernandez. Our community has been calling for testing to determine risks to neighbors and the elementary school for 3 years. However, I'd like to draw attention to 2 failings of the current plan. The inspection of the sewers referenced in the language of this motion somehow managed to test for dozens of contaminants, but not for the relevant volatile organic compounds, which are the contaminants of concern at this site. So new testing of the sewers must be performed in order to determine risks to the public and in order to be in compliance with the intent of the motion that precipitated this testing. Also, LA Sanitation's current testing plan omits testing the western boundary of the site. The Department of Toxic Substance Control believes that the more than 250 barrels of toxic waste illegally buried on this block in the 1980s were buried just at the western boundary. This may present a continuing danger to our neighborhood and must be tested as well. We urge the council to approve funding to test our neighborhood, but we also urge the city to ensure that these important failings of the current testing plan must be corrected if this investigation is to be thorough and honest. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I can't confirm nor deny if that was
Next
Alyssa
caller,
Milano.
please.
It might have been.
Next caller. What items would you like to speak on?
Hi, good morning. Item, I think it's the banner, the 5.
Yeah, that's 6.
Oh, okay. Number 6 and public comment, please.
Sure.
I want a smoke and scan banner.
Thank you. My name is Ernest Cornish, and I stand with my Black brother and sisters today in solidarity. And the fact that you guys want to hang banners to honor Black History Month is kind of ridiculous. Why don't you guys, we have Grand Park. Why don't we invite our black brothers and sisters to a festival of grand proportions. Well, why? Because it's in KDL's district, because KDL doesn't want black people in his district. He wants to jerry-rig everything so that way black people have no votes in his district. So instead of putting up banners and wasting money on banners, why don't we just celebrate Black History Month? Actually be proud of our black history. And, you know, the Republican Party wants to silence black history in schools, in colleges, and public. And to me, that's ridiculous. Because of the fact is black history is an important part of our heritage. Public comment, KDL, every single one of you people in that chamber right now should be ashamed of yourself to even be there, as he represents the worst of Los Angeles, and he's still allowed to be there, and he is still allowed to business as usual. I stand with every single person in CD14. That man needs to go. And if he doesn't go, then each and every one of you needs to go in the next election.
15 seconds.
Have a great day.
Oh, he left early.
Next caller, please.
He still had 15
Next
seconds
caller.
to go.
What items would you like to speak on?
Guard 5, I agree. You couldn't be more right.
Caller with the last 4 digits, 1016.
This is the
Please
toxic
press
dump.
*6 to unmute yourself.
We're staring at the toxic dump right
Okay,
here.
I'm here. So, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Which items would you like to speak on?
Number 10 and general comments.
Sure, you have a minute for each. Please, but go ahead.
So I was looking at this situation of number 10. There's a lot to unpack here. I'm sorry, number 11. It's number 11. That's the last one where you're going to take city-owned land and chop it up and sell it to some developer. And I think that there needs to be a level of transparency to the community. There's like 14, 15 paragraphs here. And then you're going to go into some behind closed doors negotiation. I think that this is public property, city-owned property, and it needs to be completely transparent, and you need to have us give input as is going on, not just throw it on the agenda and then go behind closed doors and have discussion amongst yourselves. Okay, so as a property owner, going into general, as a property owner in CD10, and one that works with Volunteers of America, PATH, HOPIX, the HAGLA, County Housing Authority, all these different agencies that help to house the homeless under a lot of these programs that you're funding. They all come to people like me, and I help them make them look good because I house the clients. So I am very opposed to this proposition that you're voting on to start setting limits, thresholds before on the amount of money that someone owes before you can evict them, because that means that no one's going to start housing these vulnerable people that have all these conditions that don't have stellar backgrounds, because no one wants to get stuck with these people that come.
Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Next speaker,
Thanks
please.
very much. We didn't pay
Next
attention to
caller.
you at all, but
What
thank you very
items would
much.
you like to speak on?
Thank you very much.
Hi.
So obtuse.
I'd like to
Motherfuckers
say
are, dude.
all items and general public comment, please.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for items 4 through 11, and after you've spoken to the items, then a minute for general. Please begin.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Fauble. Okay, so number 6, to honor Black History Month by placing banners. How interesting is that? Because you guys want to talk about honoring Black History Month, but I don't see any representation of the black community that I've been hearing all these other constituents calling in, complaining that there's no representation. I have a solution. So why don't you guys create a banner that says Corrupt History Month? That'd be a great idea, because you guys don't even listen to constituents who call and make public comment. And here we are, and Marquis Harris Dobson's is nowhere to be found. He's going in and out of the chambers. And where is he? He's not representing his constituents. That's not honoring black history. That's not honoring black constituents. Come on now. What's going on today? And I'd like to go to general public comment.
Please go ahead.
Yes. It's interesting that we pay your salaries, every single council member, but right now what I see is that about half of the council members are not even in their seats, and they're looking on their phones. They're having side chit chats, and when we make public comment, nobody's even listening to us. And we pay taxes, and this is what pays your salary. What's going on here?
You work for us.
We should issue taxpayers their money back, because if you're not listening to the constituents who make public comment, that means it is time to issue a tax refund to all the constituents who are not being heard, who are not being represented, because you know what? People work hard for their money, they pay taxes, and we're not being listened to. So I hope that we can at least withhold your salaries until you guys...
And remember, every one of them work for us.
Next caller, please.
Okay?
Next
They work
caller.
for us. They're
What
our
items would you like
workers,
to
ladies
speak
and
on?
gentlemen. If you live here in California, they're our workers.
Speak on
Or
item 6 and
in LA,
6
really. But.
in general public comment.
Absolutely, Mr. Quad. You have a minute for each. Please begin.
Thank you, Fabo. And for item 6, I think beyond some symbolic gestures,
Leanne.
one of the most important things you could do, considering what's happening in this country, what's happening in this city, is to assert jurisdiction over Michael Moore's confirmation. And I understand that you're not angling to overturn it, and 7 of you have already said you support him. But this is a question of whether you think this council should have a role in holding Michael Moore to account for his first term and explain why he deserves another term.
That's the police chief.
This is your job.
LAPD.
It shouldn't go to our lapdog commission.
Thanks, Ben.
Surely Karen Bass isn't going to do anything. This is on you. So if you want to stay silent and let this thing quietly go, cool. That shows where you are and invalidates all of your little celebrations you're going to have about Black History Month. Now, Streff and Fable, what are you doing there? You're supposed to be the bodyguard protecting your friends around this horseshoe.
You can go to general.
Now,
if you want.
He's the
obviously, I'm not
bodyguard?
General public comment. Just last week, I was talking about the issue of council members failing to recuse themselves. And now we're going to need someone to rescue Councilmember McCosker and move to reconsider item 1. Councilmember McCosker, sorry to do this, and you're new, so I'll give you a pass here so long as you fix this at this meeting, but you voted on item 1. Item 1 is an agreement to allow Alta C to dock at the LAPD berth. Alta C is, of course, the company you served as CEO of before you were elected. This is a textbook conflict of interest that requires recusal under Cal Code 18707. This also requires recusal under Municipal Code Section 49.5.6. Furthermore, it without a doubt meets the appearance standard of Charter Section 222 requiring recusal. Sorry to call you out, but maybe you should all take this as a sign that you should freshen up your take on the ethics handbook. And if there's any doubt, any council member can bring forward a motion asking the city attorney to opine whether this is in the public interest or requires recusal under.
Thank you. We don't care.
Thank you, Mr.
But thank you.
Klein.
I'm going
Next
to tell you
speaker,
thank you,
please.
but we don't care.
Next speaker.
Thank you. We don't care.
What items would you like to speak on?
Why don't they just say that? Thank you. We don't
item
care.
7, please, and general public comment.
Thank you. We don't care.
Hello?
Sorry, I was distracted for a moment. Which items did you say you wanted to speak on?
That's okay. Item number 7 and general public comment.
You have a minute for each. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Just in
It's
general,
on the phone,
these
Sel.
bid contracts, I think there's a real need for increased oversight
Just in my experience with the East Hollywood Business Improvement District, I had requested records for their annual financial disclosures mandated by the city, which the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce is the administrator of, and they failed to provide the city with 4 years of those contracts, confirmed to me by the LA City Clerk's office months ago. This is the same Hollywood Chamber of Commerce which failed to list over $1 million in expenses on their line 11G of Schedule O, and the same Chamber of Commerce which is now illegally placing stars in the Hollywood Walk of Fame without council approval. I will now go on to general public comment.
Sure.
And on that note, it is now 756 days since the deadly insurrection at our Capitol, and 756 days later, our city is still honoring the white supremacist fascist Donald Trump on our public right-of-way. Today, Donald Trump shared a post from one of his supporters encouraging people to be, quote, locked and loaded, all caps unloaded, and to, quote, physically fight for him this time, end quote. He called for the ending of transgender care for all Americans yesterday. 2 days ago, Donald Trump repeated his support for war criminal Vladimir Putin over U.S. intelligence and the military, and just a few weeks ago called for the dismantling of the U.S. Constitution. And the city of Los Angeles still honors him in brass and Tarot steel marble. So I ask this body, where's our decency here? And where's your line? And when will this body exercise its authority to remove his name from our sidewalk? Resign, Kevin DeLeon.
Yeah, Kurt.
Thank you.
Not many people
Next
like to
caller,
come in
please.
here and watch this stuff.
Next
just
caller.
Just the
What items
hardcores.
would you like to speak on?
The hardcore family members and myself like watching this stuff.
Speaker with the last 4 digits.
Hi.
One.
This
Hello.
shit gets entertaining sometimes.
Hi, good morning.
Be honest with you.
I'm here to speak on agenda item 4 and general public comment.
Sure. So you have a minute for each. Please begin, Speaker.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, council members. My name is Daniel Friedman. I'm with the law offices Jeffrey Mangels, Butler Mitchell, and myself and Ben Resnick represent the applicant involved in the appeal issue on item 4.
So you
I
get
just want to
Parliament.
provide a little bit of background
Shit's fun too.
about what's going on and what you're being asked to vote on. Item 4 relates to a project our client proposed, which was a 10-unit small lot subdivision, replacing essentially a junkyard. There were claims by the appellant that there's displacement here. It's not removing any existing residential units whatsoever. It's replacing basically primarily a parking lot. The project was approved by the advisory agency with input from the council office. The council office and the Department of City Planning advised how the project should be designed, shaped, and how it should look. It was then upheld by the APC, and ultimately the small lot actual subdivision was approved by this council by a failure to act. Now, years after the project has been submitted, years after the council district advised on what they wanted to see, you are being asked to delay and deny the project by reversing its categorical exemption because it will house too many people. It has too many bedrooms, is essentially what the council office is saying.
It's fucked up, Mr. Nice Guy, but it's true.
I don't know how you can say you support housing in your district if you're delaying or denying projects because they're housing too many people. This is an abuse of the process. Our client went through years of processing with the city, and they were properly issued a categorical exemption. And again, it's easy to vote on things without reviewing what's being put before you, but that's what you're being asked to do, is to kill a project because it will house too many people. Finally, I do want to raise a point of order. The amendments that were proposed are not consistent with what was actually acted upon before the Planning and Land Use Management Committee. And so that's an issue that we have, and we just raised that for the record. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What are you talking about, Selton Pete? You guys got
caller.
Parliament. Don't
What
give me that
items would you
shit.
like to speak on?
They be fighting in Parliament all the time. Talking shit and snickering, making noises at each other.
Dan, which items would you like to speak on?
Parliament's fun to watch.
Yes, I would like to speak on item number 4 and public comment, please.
I think you said 4 in general. You're a little muffled, so you should speak clearer into the microphone, but you have a minute for each. Please go ahead.
Item number 4 and public comment. Thank you. My name is Hassan. I'm an organizer with A, Alliance to California
Speak
Consumer
up.
Empowerment. I organize in District 8 surrounding the Adams Project for about 3 years now. And, you know, we've been in this before, conversations with the Plum and the Commission as this applicant from Triple Link continues to lie. and be obviously a person that is constructing what is not true. For example, this is the last 4 months plus the plan committee has recommended disapproval of the project, in part because the project is in consent with the South LA Community Plan.
It is,
and
Mark.
the South LA CDIO. And applicable zoning. For example, Tripling has a well-established track record of renting individual room making
Hi, Polly.
of a 96-unit dormitory, which they're not saying because they want to displace the community that way. The 35 dwelling unit not allowed on the site. Nothing has changed since then. And he continues to say that they're going to be non-house Angelinos. But let's be real. This is students. This is mostly people that go to USC. This is mostly people that are obviously beyond the economics of people that work in and live in the community.
I haven't, SWAT.
Which will be displaced.
Didn't even know it was on there.
So, yes, there's not going to be housing for rich people. Correct. For example,
Cali.
this project is mentioning, mentioning the small to subdivision program, which is a program intended to create homeownership opportunities. This is one of the reasons why the sum has repeatedly rejected this plastic dormitory style. Does not want to be specific about this. I wonder why.
Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next caller, please.
Yeah. Get
Next
the
caller.
fuck out of here.
What items would you like to speak on?
That's what they should just tell them. Yeah. Get the fuck out of here.
Hello.
Thanks.
Good morning.
Hi. Which items would you like to speak
No, you didn't, Sky.
Hi. I have public comments.
Sure. You have a minute.
I wanted to just bring up the Kevin DeLeon issue, and there's a great article in the LA Times today for all the people who are protesting. I do believe, if I'm understanding, City Council has done all they can do, but there is a recall effort, and there's a GoFundMe page, and so far it's only generated $1,000, and recalls are very expensive, so I think if people want to really remove Kevin DeLeon, because he ain't going to resign anytime soon, they need to put their money where their mouths are.
Now I gotta
and
pay to
start
remove
trying
him?
to make a successful recall effort and get people to put money in there. And also beware that the Democratic Socialists of America will not support it because the person who initiated it is not 100% aligned with their agenda. So please keep that in mind the next time they shove candidates in front of us. Thank you.
That was Marianne from the Howard Stern Show.
Thank you. Next caller, please.
Next caller. What items would you like to speak on?
I ain't paying to remove nothing. He's already grifting off us. I gotta pay more for him to go. Get the fuck out of here. You.
Which item?
Go boy.
You have,
items and general public comment for
you
the
have,
goat herder.
you have 3 minutes for items 4 through 11, followed by 1 minute for
Go,
general.
boy.
Please begin.
Yes. So we have item 4. And your position on item 4? Fuck item 4. Okay, I got it. Item number 5. Fuck item 5. Now we get to item 6. What is this? Oh, we have Black History Month. Yes, nothing fights racism in America more than putting up pretty plastic banners on light posts made in China. Think about the jobs we're creating in China making those pretty posters. And of course, Mr. McCosker would surely agree that we should always buy foreign. That's why he's controlling the port. I never thought of that. Yes, that's why he's there. You see, we have the limited edition Nuri Martinez Black History Month toaster board. You can call 213-473-7006 and ask for Kathy if there's any more of them available. The limited edition Nuri Martinez Black History Month banner with various quotes such as, "Is your chongo a handbag?" And then we have the Kevin DeLeon limited edition Black History Month banner. Now, we're in production right now, and we're having some problems with the production of these banners. But you can call 213-473-7008 and ask for Marcus to
see if they're available yet. Yes. And of course, you heard from Jeffrey Mingles Butler Garcia Martinez Flavel, the famous property law firm. Yes, they're fighting again on a project, trying to subdivide, building more and more and more up higher and higher on smaller and smaller lots. Heather Hutt calls this bad. Marchese and the great Jose Luis Huizar call it development. Well, what do you call it? I call it fucking bullshit. It needs to stop. So I would vote no on all projects. Yes, so now we will go to the general public comment period.
Okay.
Yes, as you see, attorneys ending in names N through Z had a deadline today. They have to complete their 25 hours of MCLE requirements or their bar cards get suspended. And the bar dues are also due as well. However, your council president, Paul Martin Kirkorian, has a double suspended bar license because he's too fucking stupid to know how to pay $465 for his license, and he's too fucking stupid to sit in front of his computer and complete his 25 hours of self-study. That's 12 and a half hours. Yes, but how come your council president sits there and does that shit when he makes $235,000 a year? What a dumb fucking Armenian. And we're calling for his replacement.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Next speaker, please. Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Next speaker. What items would you like to speak on?
Oh my God, the Yoda goat dropped the bomb on homie. Talking about homie in the top there, in the blue suit on the very top. Straight to him he was talking about.
Thank you. My name is Andrea Mock.
This is entertaining.
The West Adams Neighborhood Association, in charge of the Housing Committee. I would like to ask the council to uphold the Plum Committee decision on item number 4. This is supposed to be 10 small units for sale, but as a real estate agent, I don't know anybody looking for a 9-bedroom, 9-bathroom unit. And so therefore, we're dealing with public housing being, I'm sorry, I said the wrong thing, with student housing being built by Triple Link once again in the guise of small units for sale. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker.
You guys like the Woody drop?
Next speaker, please.
Next speaker. What items would you like to speak on?
Item number 5.
And you have a minute. The floor is yours.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning. My name is Patty Camacho. I live on West Avenue 34, directly across the street from the site known as the Avenue 34 project in Lincoln Heights. This is a proposed project near 2 elementary schools, which testing has confirmed has dozens of deadly toxins in the soil, groundwater, and soil vapors. Some of these at levels which are tens of thousands of times higher than residential safety limits. If it had not been for our community's grassroots efforts to insist on a more thorough cleanup plan, this project would have already broken ground. Our community thanks Councilmember Hernandez for bringing forward this motion for funding off-site testing. Please consider that the investigation of the sewers did not test for volatile organic compounds, and we urge the testing conducted for VOCs in sewers. We also insist that the western boundary of the site be tested. This is the area where it is believed that toxic waste barrels were buried. The toxins which have been found include PCE, TCE, lead, arsenic, mercury, among others. They cause cancer, brain damage, internal organ failure.
Thank
Our community urges you to support this motion and ensure that public safety and well-being is a priority.
Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. We don't care that it's deadly.
Thank you. Next caller, please.
We don't care that it's deadly.
Next caller. What items would you like to speak on?
So funny, dude.
Speaker with the last 4 digits,
so cavalier about it.
3686. What items would you like to speak on?
Item 6, the banner, and general public comment.
I don't know where my girlfriend's
Absolutely.
at.
So you have a minute.
I ain't seen her
Please begin,
yet.
Speaker.
Thanks, Pablo.
She might not be there.
Yeah, on item 6, I wanted to kind of champion and second the idea that was
Thanks,
mentioned
Jack.
by one of the other callers. I believe it was Rob, who suggested instead of meaningless and empty banners and gestures, using or trying to use and exert your power to actually reflect the will of the people. I attended just about every single one of the call-ins regarding Michael Moore, and you can go through all of them. About 90% minimum of the call-ins opposed Michael Moore's bid to become the chief of police again. And despite all of that, essentially the rubber stamp board, who has no interest in upholding the will of the people.
Thank you, Jack.
To,
you can go into general.
Appreciate you, Jack.
Right. As the board. So I hope y'all can do something about that. Regarding general public comment, I mean, yeah, just kind of bring up Martin Luther King's quote, as far as the language, the riots being the language of the unheard. If y'all continue to ignore the will of the people and continue to have a racist, bigot, homophobe on council, eventually the people are going to address the matter in their own ways, and I don't think any of us want that. And so you have a opportunity to do the right thing and hold Kevin DeLeon accountable, because if you don't, the people sure as hell will. Have a great day.
I wouldn't tell him to have a great day, but yeah.
I think you're done, Speaker.
Alex Kim's alive, back? Yeah, Noah? Is he back on? Oh, shit. Let me see.
Next speaker. What items would you like to speak on?
Don't be lying to me. Let me see.
Speak with the last 4 digits, 6774. Please press *6 to unmute yourself.
So speaker with digits.
When you get 3 times what they're doing.
Now we'll have to move on.
I got 682 watching. They got 222 watching the same shit.
What items would you like to speak on?
Hello, can you
He
hear
is
me?
live.
We can hear you loud and clear. Which items would you like to speak on?
Okay.
Dang, he's
I'll
live.
speak directly
Thank
to
you
the
for letting me
public
know.
versus the Childish Council on items 6, 11, and 10.
Okay, so you have 2 minutes
This-
for 6
and
and
also
11.
public comments.
Okay, so you have 3 minutes for those
Okay.
items, followed by a minute for general. So
Okay.
please go ahead.
All right, number 6. This is a street banner program motion for the people of CD15.
I don't have any
to
goat
honor Black
drops.
History Month. With that, the Nutopians
I don't think so.
were the original inventors of agriculture 12,500 years ago. They were Black Africans. They were also the first people to make bread, and this triggered the development of civilization as the original inhabitants of the Middle East. I demand that corrupt Black do-nothing sellout politician Marquise Dawson have his name removed from this motion, as he has done everything in his power to diminish the Black community. Having Marquise Dawson's name on this Black History Month
Holy
banner
shit, the
program
mayor's right
is
there.
a complete disgrace
Oh
to
my
the
God.
honor of
She's
Black
about to sit
history,
down right
and
there
I
in the
have
green.
mentioned
She's
it
sitting
to
there
you.
right there.
The Black community
Fucking mayor
has
showed up.
zero representation by these corrupt Black politicians.
She finally showed up for work.
This motion is supposed
Only a
to
month late.
uplift the achievements of Black people, but the Black community is not represented by the likes of self-serving Marquise Dawson and these other sellout self-serving Negroes on the council. This motion is a single district Black history support for the people of Council District 15, as it should. The problem, public, is that each of these so-called council people do very little that is of cohesive, and together that makes the city work as a whole.
True.
These types of so-called cultural motions should be run strictly from the Cultural Affairs Department budget.
I want him to
and
talk
be
again.
administered directly out of the Cultural Affairs Department and not the corrupt city council. By the so-called culture honoring.
Oh, look who's
motions
leaving
being
already.
administered
Look who's
from the
already
corrupt
leaving.
City council.
Look who already left.
We, the people, are only subjected to more worthless and ridiculous corrupt politician speeches, and absolutely
long work
nobody
day.
needs that. The entire city should be run as a whole entity, like we are civilized. But that is not how these self-serving politicians operate. Like this motion, they operate separately. The result is that we have tens of
There she
thousands
is.
of homeless people on our streets. public. Self-serving, corrupt.
Sidebarring while somebody's
I
talking.
think we've slid off of the.
public
Notice that?
comment,
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm going on to public comment.
She listening to the caller?
Item
That's the
11,
mayor.
Black corrupt Heather Hutt giving away more city-owned land to a luxury developer, not for affordable housing, but for mixed-use office, retail, and commercial. We are being looted, public. Black corrupt Marquise Dawson is lining his pockets, as usual, giving away 34,000 square feet of public land. Boycott Marriott hotels. We are being looted. My black community.
Notice her taking pictures because she finally showed up.
Via the deliberate lack of representation. I'm surprised that there is no LAPD budget increase on this agenda by racist Asian John Lee for the purpose of increasing the police murder of black people to be electrocuted to death and literally beaten to death. Price, Hutt, Dawson are silent cowards. We make up the majority of homeless population and crippling incarceration rates, while the black Uncle Tom members of the corrupt city council represent only themselves and Massa. Thanks.
Notice how she just showed up. You never saw her one time. Everybody's
All right,
gathered
thank you
around
very
her
much.
because she's never been in there before. She's never showed up. This is the first time in over a month. She just started her job. Today is a full month that she's been there in the job and hasn't done a fucking thing.
Not shout out and disrupt the meeting so we can conduct our business. Mr. Clerk, there are now some items before us that we can vote on.
Start shouting.
Yes, Mr. President.
Start shouting.
The council may now vote on items 6 through 11.
All right, those items are now before us. Members, are there any comments on items 6 to 11? All right, we'll go ahead and open the roll on items 6 to 11.
Councilmember Hernandez, what is your vote?
Yes.
She's scared, Captain. She needs a bodyguard.
14 ayes. Mr.
Very
President,
good.
there is a request
Why even
to send
vote?
items 7 through 10
I'm sorry, Mr. Clerk.
forthwith.
No, I'm sorry.
Here we go.
I'm instructing.
Here we go.
The person who's standing and shouting, I'm instructing you to sit down and be silent so we can conduct our business.
Fuck you.
There will not be disruptions of this meeting. You will need to be silent so we can proceed.
So
You had your chance to talk. Your chance is now done. Have a seat.
So, Ms. Aday, you're one of the people standing up shouting. You've been instructed to be quiet.
And in fact, she was excluded from the meeting yesterday. I'm instructing you to sit down and be quiet immediately.
Ms. Aday, please.
All right, you're not abiding by my instructions, so I'm going to order you excluded from the meeting. You'll need to leave the meeting silently, please,
Good luck
so that
on
we
that
can
one,
proceed
Billy.
with our work.
And she's not doing that, Mr.
Please leave the
President.
And she's
meeting
not doing
immediately
that.
and silently so we can proceed with our work.
There's the mole.
Yes, nice to mole you. Meet you. Nice to meet you, mole. Don't say mole. Stop. I said mole. Stop.
Ms.
My
Day,
mole
I've
stage.
ordered you removed from the meeting. You are excluded from this meeting for continuing to disrupt our work. You are ordered removed.
Yeah,
Ms. Aday,
that's them muting, not me.
Sergeants, she has been ordered removed multiple times. Please make sure she is excluded from the council meeting so we can proceed.
Yes. Ms. Aday, you were given a warning. You didn't do it. You were given a chance to leave quietly. You didn't do it. Now you've been ordered
You don't need to
removed.
be silent, but you need to be silent here so we can work.
Here comes
To the
LAPD.
public
Let's
at-
go, Billy.
We're dealing with one person who is so loud we can't continue the meeting, and she's refusing to leave. Ms. Aday, you've been ordered removed
pissed.
pursuant to Rule 12. You're subject to Rule 7. Please go.
Come on, switch the cam so we can see it.
Ms. Aday, you're required to go, and again to the public in case the mics aren't picking up.
For the record, she was also excluded from yesterday's meeting, so the provisions of Council Rule 7 will apply as well.
Fuck you and the record.
And the one person is preventing the council from continuing its business because she's shouting very loudly.
Tim, they're there every day. Every day, LAPD's there. There's never a day that they are not
she's,
there.
She's still
because
shouting
of stuff like
as
this.
She slowly moves backwards out of the chamber. Our apologies to the public, who both in the chamber and home, who's waiting for us to continue our business.
Apologies, we could not listen to you as you call in. We really apologize because of her yelling, not because we don't listen to anything you ever fucking say.
And sorry, Ms. Aday is still shouting.
I apologize to our guests and honorees who are here in the chambers today. We'll be getting to you momentarily as soon as soon as we can proceed.
Get loud!
The person who's clapping, I'm going to ask you to please stop and be
Get
silent
loud!
so we can proceed with our meeting.
Call that no working bitch
So
out
the-
right
so the
there on
group
the
of people
corner,
over
getting her
there,
picture taken,
please don't
doing
disrupt
nothing.
the meeting, right?
Talking, doing nothing, sidebarring with everybody.
So the guy with
All
the
right,
gray mask
sir,
right now.
Sir, you are ordered to be silent so we can proceed with this meeting. The person sitting next to Andrew Gravener or in the row behind Andrew Gravener with the gray mask, you're ordered to be silent.
Oh, lazy ass Karen Bass. Lazy ass Karen Bass.
So again, to the public, our apologies. I know.
Well, we
you're
all
waiting
know why she was
both in
hired.
the chamber and at home for us to
And it
finish
wasn't because
and
of her
continue our
good work.
business. But it's loud enough that we really can't do that right now.
It's like kindergarten. Hell yeah.
Miss Aday is moving at a snail's
But at least
pace out of the
kindergarten,
chamber and shouting all the way.
There's little
So,
human beings that are actually evolving and
sorry
learning.
about that.
Here, it's just a bunch of lumps of shit like this. Literally burning our money with a Bic lighter. Pretending like they're working for you when they're doing nothing for you. Every one of them sidebarring. Nothing ever gets
And
done. You had the
again,
lazy mayor finally show up.
Perhaps the public
And you can
home
see all the
can't hear
picture
this.
taken. That wouldn't
Certainly
happen
everyone
if
in
you
the
showed up
chamber
every
can.
fucking
Miss Aday
day.
moves very slowly.
Oh my God,
backwards
she's
out of
here.
The chamber shouting. So keeping us from
So there is that.
conducting our business.
Old Scientologist, crazy kook. Shout out to her and L. Ron Hubbard.
So it's continuing. So Miss Aday is
It's
still
continuing.
shouting. So we have to wait a little longer.
I hope it don't stop for the next fucking 40 minutes. I hope they get louder.
Again, my apologies
They
to our
fucking attack
honorees
you.
and special guests who are here today and the folks who are watching at home for this disruption. Mr. Clerk, I've lost track. Where did we leave
I've
off?
lost track. I haven't done anything
Thank
all
you,
day.
Mr.
Where are we
President.
at?
Items 6
Can you
through
help me?
11 are adopted with 14 ayes.
Get loud.
Okay.
Get loud.
There is a request
Look
to
at his face.
send items 7
I'm
through
sorry,
10
Mr.
forthwith.
Clerk. I'm sorry,
Look at
Mr.
his face.
Clerk. Suspend, please. Everyone who's standing and shouting,
Get
you are
up.
ordered removed from this meeting for disrupting after multiple warnings.
Get up and get louder.
So the
So
two ladies and the black
women
and
who
white
are
t-shirts.
standing in the aisle and shouting, the two women are ordered excluded from this meeting pursuant to Council Rule 12
So
for disrupting this meeting to the point that we can't continue with our work.
Yeah. So for the sergeants, the
You're
two
ordered
women-
removed. Please leave the council chambers expeditiously and silently so we can proceed with our work.
So the two ladies that are standing in the black and white T-shirts, they've been ordered removed pursuant to Rule 12. And now there are three people in black and white T-shirts that are shouting.
Everyone who is now shouting is ordered excluded from the meeting pursuant to Council Rule 12.
So,
You should exclude yourself.
so again, sorry to everybody. It's really quite loud in here. We're going to have to wait a little bit.
You should exclude yourself. Let's go. Look at it. Just photo op after photo op. You see
They are
that?
slowly moving
You see?
out of the chamber.
It's just photo op after photo op. That's it. She showed up to do nothing but take pictures with motherfuckers. It's just the dog and pony show, and she surely is
they're
the
still
dog.
shouting.
She's definitely the dog in that pony show. So there you go. Now you're gonna see it on the news. Hey, Mayor Bass comes and does work at the great work at the city council
Still
today.
shouting
So much
loudly
was
enough that
done.
we can't really continue.
That's all you're gonna hear on the news today. See that in your fucking favorite paper. She ain't done dick, just like the last mayor. And trust me, why would you sit there and hug and go up to everybody? You only do that to people you don't see every once in a while. You see these motherfuckers every day when you're
Alright,
supposed to be
and
working with
we're
them?
Still waiting for them to leave.
It's not how it works. Hey, everybody, you just show up. Hi. That's it. It's done. Not sitting there taking photo ops and hugs and kisses and kissing the baby and all this.
Okay, the
Fuck
woman
outta
in the
here.
gray sweat top right now, who's clapping and
Everyone
shouting.
who's now standing is ordered excluded from the meeting. Sergeants, they are ordered excluded. The 5 people who are standing are all ordered excluded pursuant to Council Rule 12.
Sweating.
Show them to the door, please.
He's sweating. Somebody's sweating. Somebody's forehead's getting a little
Sergeants,
sweaty.
can you hear me?
Sergeants, can you hear
Okay,
me?
thank you.
I'm
all
ordering
of
you,
those people who are
sergeants.
standing are ordered excluded.
They don't work for you, motherfucker. Again, they work for us.
Okay, so we've got
The
1,
police
2,
officers,
3,
you,
4, 5,
they work
6,
for
7,
the people.
8
We
or 9
pay their salaries, not you, Krikorian. Okay, get that motherfucking thing straight off your little pea brain. I get you got a giant fucking head with a little raisin rolling around inside. Get it. You work for us, motherfucker. We don't work for you. Got it? Get it? Good. And that goes for every single one of you
Okay.
spineless sacks of dog shit on that horseshoe right there. Each and every one of you
sorry
little
for the
puppets
public,
standing
it's
around
now
the corners
very
on your
loud
phones
in
with your
here.
mask on, all you two. Speaking of you two, we pay your motherfucking salaries, and don't you ever, fucking ever forget it. When that Game Boy for your kid comes on Christmas, motherfucker, I bought it. My friends that are watching bought it. You didn't buy it. We bought it,
The group of
motherfucker.
people is starting to move.
Smoke.
But they're very loud, so I'm afraid we're having to wait a little while because we can't conduct business at this level of noise.
Keep it up, ladies and gentlemen in there. Keep it up. They can't take that heat. They can't take it.
Okay, and they're chanting loudly.
And they're chanting like we can't hear that, you moron. Thanks, Cat Mavius. Does he not know that the mic is on? I mean, is he that stupid? Is this his first day?
Again, I'm sorry to everybody in the audience here and at home that we're being delayed like this. And we
We're
have a
not.
bunch of special guests here for a presentation.
Oh, special guest. Here's your. This is for your special guest. The nut in the fucking face. Nut in his fucking face or her face. That's for your special guest. Flushard, thank you so much.
My money don't jiggle jiggle, it folds. I like to see you wiggle wiggle, for sure.
Oh, where you going, Stanko? Did I scare you because I did the jack off?
So they're continuing to chant.
They're continuing to chant, and I don't like when
Very
they
loud.
chant. It scares me when they chant. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. They're chanting. They're chanting.
Okay, and just in case the mics aren't picking up so you understand.
Put your mask on. Maybe
it'll
it'll save you from chanting.
Mr. Harlan.
Mr. Harlan, sit down and be silent.
Maybe it'll flatten the chanting for you. Just put your mask on. It'll all be okay.
The group is starting to move out of the chamber, but making a lot of noise on the way. Okay, we're almost there, I think.
I love it. We're almost there. We're going to mute them while they're walking out so you can't hear them. So, guys, just so you know, when they mute like that, it's not me. My hands are here. You'll hear it go on mute in a moment or so. They're just doing that so you won't hear the opposition. Just as always. They
Okay.
See?
It's
They
still
quiet
quite
the
loud in
opposition.
here,
You
so
see that?
Our apologies. We're having to wait a little longer.
No opposition here. It's all one way. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And here you motherfucking go. Here you motherfucking go. And that's just it. When you have no opposition, again, look at green shirt over here. Look at lazy ass. Lazy ass bass. Rolled in, ain't done nothing but sidebarred since she got there, flipping around to each and every person, just making the rounds around the room.
We're good for the moment.
Hopefully they start right back
All
up.
right, Mr. Clerk. Sorry, again, where did we leave off before the meeting was disrupted?
Thank you, Mr. President. For the record, items 6 through 11 have been adopted with 14 ayes. There is a request to send items 7 through 10 forthwith.
Without objection, that'll be the order. What's next?
The council may consider item 4 as amended. By motion, Harris Dawson, Soto Martinez.
All right, item 4 as amended is now before us, members. If there's no comments or discussions, I see no one on the queue, so let's go ahead and open the roll. Close the roll and tabulate the votes.
Councilmember Hernandez, what is your vote?
All yeses.
Sorry.
Bet.
Yes.
13 ayes, as amended.
A shock
Thank
face. Absolute power corrupts
Next up,
absolutely.
we have item 5, Mr. Clerk. Is that right?
That is correct, sir.
Why even
Okay,
waste
that
the
was called
time?
Special by Councilmember
Just do what you want to
Hernandez for
do.
comments.
You do it anyways.
Councilmember Hernandez.
Go
the
home
floor is
early
yours.
on our dime. Holy shit.
Thank you so much. I'd love just to quickly give a little info behind this motion.
What is that?
My colleagues, I rise today to share about a project in my district. On the border of Lincoln Heights and Cypress Park is a new development that has been underway for several years. Sampling and testing at the site have indicated high levels of volatile organic compounds and heavy metals. These levels are well above acceptable for any residential area, let alone an area that is surrounded by homes, apartments, and elementary schools. Construction on this site could lead to these harmful substances being kicked up and pushed around the neighborhood. And I drive by that area constantly. It's about 10 minutes from my house. And, we'd like to think that the dirt can be contained by fences. But let's be honest, like you can see it on the street. We can see it on the cars. Apologies. And so
Thank you, AJ,
we know that
aka New Jersey.
dirt in the construction
Not from
site-
New Jersey.
sites
Thank you.
do become airborne. Right now, the city's regulations do not require any testing and sampling to be conducted off-site in the surrounding community, even though we can clearly see the dirt going into those areas. That is why our office is using our discretionary funds to allow LA Sand to do what should be standard policy and perform a comprehensive survey of conditions throughout the adjoining properties. The department will develop a robust multilingual outreach campaign to share the off-site testing plan
Thanks,
and
New
gather
Jersey.
gather and record community feedback. Our communities deserve safety and transparency. Hopefully, we can work to make outreach and testing sites like these standard in practice. I stand up and ask for your eye vote.
Is this
Thank
the
you so much
special
for the
guest?
opportunity to speak on this.
Yes, that was the special guest.
All right. Thank you very much. Is there anyone else who'd like to speak on this matter?
Oh,
I see none.
shit.
So that matter is now before us. Let's go ahead and open the roll.
Councilmember
You guys in
Hernandez,
the
what is
chat
your
are
vote?
terrible, dude.
Yes.
All yeses. Let's see.
13 ayes.
Close the roll and tabulate the votes.
13 ayes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Councilman.
Makes sense.
Very good. Well, Mr. Clerk, does that conclude our agenda items?
Yes, Mr. President. Council has motions for posting and referral.
Okay, without objection, they're posted and referred. And with that, I would like to call upon our Council President Pro Tem, Curran Price, to come forward for a very important presentation. And as he's coming up to the microphone, I'd also like to acknowledge the fact that we have here as our special guest in chambers today, our Mayor, Karen Bass. So I'd like to welcome Mayor Bass to our chambers.
Oh, here that was the lazy special guest.
President Pro Tem Price, the
I'll be
floor is
saving my
yours.
clap.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm going to ask Councilman Marquis Harris Dawson and Councilwoman Hutt to join me, please.
Our homeboy's still behind him. Look at our homeboy. The dude with the red hair. He's there every
And Madam
fucking
Mayor, we
day.
are honored that you would
Can't
join
wait
us
for him to
this
talk
morning
again.
during this very special day.
He's awesome, man. Still got his mask on, too. Living life, baby.
and we invite you to say a few words with us this morning.
Sure.
Our mayor, Karen Bass.
No, your mayor, not our. She ain't my fucking mayor.
Thank you.
Thank you for finally showing up and doing something, even though you ain't done nothing but
Well,
talk.
good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure and honor to be here after a few weeks as mayor. I think this is actually my first time coming to the council chamber.
In a
and
month.
actually the first time I've been
Damn,
here
Damon's
in
right.
years. I know the last time I was here, I was actually bringing members of Congress as I was in Congress at the time. But I really look forward to us working together as we kick off Black History Month. And I know we have some honorees that will be very important to lift up the work that has been done. And I want to say,
One moment, please, Mayor Bass. Mayor Bass, I'm sorry. Jason Reedy, you are ordered excluded from the chambers for the second time in 2 days.
Look forward to us honoring the former council president and my colleague, Herb Wesson. Thank you very much.
Fuck you. Now sit down and get the fuck out. You worthless bitch.
And just, Mr. President Pro Tem, I just want to make clear for the record, Jason Reedy is ordered excluded from the council chambers for the second time in 2 days. He will be subject to Council Rule 7 going forward. Mr. Reedy, leave the chambers silently. Have a good day.
Fuck, dude. There goes my hero.
Madam Mayor, I apologize for the disruption. Mr. President Pro Tem.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Who's my hero?
Madam Mayor, we do thank you for your
Watch him as he goes.
Our mayor.
Daisy, thank you so much, Daisy.
Money don't jiggle.
She's our mayor when things are silent and when things are noisy. She's our mayor.
There goes my hero.
members
Jason,
of
you're
the
my
public,
hero.
our special guests. During African American Heritage Month, we pause to remember the greatness of our ancestors. We acknowledge the sacrifice of extraordinary people who have strengthened America and changed the course of history. We pay tribute to the heroes and sheroes that have spurred change, leaving their mark in the fields of medicine, science, technology, music, public service, and the arts. Since this is a time to marvel at all the ways society has benefited from Black culture. Individuals like Dr. David Carlisle, who advocated for healthcare equity and justice during a time of great disparity.
Fucking racer.
He is most definitely a champion for our African American families and for all families in our community. These are just a few of the honorees that will be highlighted during the city's African American Heritage Month virtual celebration. But as we take a moment to give them all their well-deserved flowers, we can't turn a blind eye to all the grief that bears a heavy weight in our hearts. This is also a time to reflect on how we can move our country forward in a more just and equitable way. Every time we turn on the news, we are reminded of how far we have to go to reach the mountaintop.
Get rid of your
The
racist
reality
homeboy
is,
then. Start there.
we continue to be in a sad state of civil rights.
That ain't happening.
Centuries later. How can we truly celebrate when injustices continue to rear its ugly head, time and time again? When a grown man is on his knees begging for mercy and his only option is to cry out for his mother's protection.
Here we go.
As we've most recently seen in Memphis. And while today is a day of celebration,
But his
it's
racist
also one
homeboy
of
is
mourning,
okay.
as Tyree Nichols is laid to rest. And we also mourn the loss of the other Black men who have been murdered at the hands of law enforcement. Our society must take a long, hard look at what we truly stand for. And we have to hold our ideals, our values, and our principles close. But I refuse to accept this, that this is a road we have to continue to go down, because there is one word that describes our culture, and that is resiliency. And while we've come a long way to go to achieve equity and the fortitude of our ancestors, we have provided a solid foundation, and that's where we stand today. And it's our duty to continue with great optimism to fulfill the promise of our people and our country. Now, before we move forward with the program, I'd like to recognize Dr. Laura Ball, Commissioner Mike Davis.
Really quickly, guys, while he's thanking everybody who probably don't need thanks, I just want to let you know what's going on here. That's the mongoose right there. Okay? His buddy, the racist, again, he ain't saying a fucking thing about that dude. Okay? And about removing him from office. That's his buddy. Okay? That's his coworker. He ain't saying a thing about that, but he's busy telling you about how the cops are racist right there. Did you catch that? How far we need to come, but obviously I don't need to do anything to make it go any further. Meaning him. Ridiculous. It's muted, guys. It's ridiculous. No culpability at all. It's always look over here while we do this shit over there. None.
All right.
If you were really about it, homeboy, you'd be getting that homeboy off that seat. If you was about it, but you talking, what you ain't doing.
This stamp. It's really an honor. So this stamp is the 46th stamp in Black Heritage Series, which began in 1978.
Clean House is right, fam. Every one of them.
The first one was honoring Harriet Tubman. This stamp features an oil painting of Ernest Gaines based on a 2001 photograph. I'd also like to thank Mike Ryan, who designed the stamp, with art by Robert Peterson, and thanks also to Greg Breeding, who served as the art director.
What's up, Jester? It's good to see you.
As you may know, Congress has a big part in naming post offices. So if anybody in here knows somebody that might want to rename a post office, Ernest Gaines would be a really good post office name. So with that, let's get to the unveiling. Thank you.
Let's name a post office after you. I mean, really? How much did it cost to rename the post office? How much? To replace all the letterheads and the name on the outside of the building and everything else. How much did it cost us, the taxpayers? 15 grand, 20 grand? All you idiots to show up to do this today? Just want to know. I'd just like to know the number. That's all. I mean, we're going to have it done regardless. It's a nice looking stamp. Whoever did the drawing did a great job. Or the painting, rather. It's a great portrait. I just say, man, they waste so much money. Like, remember last time when they were sitting here, each giving themselves a renaming a street? Do you know how many street signs they have to replace? It's not one sign. It's probably 100 fucking signs down each one of those streets. And I assure you, they don't buy the signs for $29 a pop. These are signs that are made for $14, but they spend $1,000 to put them on and buy them. Because that's where our tax dollars go. LA is cringe. Oh, yeah, it is, man. These people are cringe, and it's unfortunate that these corrupt folks run the city. And there's zero opposition. They're all from the same side, so it corrupts absolutely as it has. And don't tell me anything about how LA's doing this or that great right now. Everything is on the downturn, and not one of them have the nuts or guts to tell you that.
Good afternoon.
They all pat themselves on the back and say what a great job they do.
In recognition of Black History Month, the City of Los Angeles Mayor and City Council present African American Heritage Month.
Jonathan Earl, I agree.
A celebration that pays tribute to the contributions African Americans have had to the American culture. In addition to all the city celebrations this month, City Council has presented the African American Heritage Month Legacy Project, a series of photos and arts which are exhibited during the month of February on the bridge right here on the 3rd floor. The Legacy Project is intended to educate and empower all generations by shining a light on Black culture and showcasing the incredible achievements of African Americans and the role Black history has played in our city. The exhibits have spotlighted Black excellence with such titles as Hail to the Chief, where we're featuring President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama. From Where We Come, the art and politics of slavery, examining the art and politics that are rooted in slavery. Right in America, recognizing literary arts, the Black press and journalism. Blacks in cinema, taking a look at Black exploitation films and Black filmmakers from the 1970s. And Stand Up, the art of comedy, highlighting the role of politics in the work of legacy and contemporary comics. Art Arts are how we tell our story, and we're happy to say that the African American history exhibits were the brainchild of City Council President Emeritus Herb Wesson Jr., council member of the 10th District, with additional support and sponsorship by the offices of Councilmember Kern Price, District 9, and Councilmember Marquise Harris Dawson, District 8, and the Office of the Mayor, who all understood the need to celebrate the contributions of the Black community to this city. And we thank you all. Please stop by and look at the contributions.
Thank you, Councilwoman. May I ask Yvonne Wheeler to join us at the podium, please?
Did she rip a bowl this morning? I don't know. I can't confirm nor deny. She probably did. She may have. Question is if she did, what kind of
It's
weed
truly an
did
honor
she
to
hit?
recognize Yvonne as a trailblazer, a labor leader, a civil rights activist. Yvonne Wheeler has been the first Black woman to serve as president of the LA County Federation of Labor, but that's only one of her achievements. What a momentous occasion, certainly on the first day of African American Month, that we congratulate Ms. Wheeler on this monumental achievement. As an activist, Ms. Wheeler's legacy of service began long before she emerged as a force in the labor movement, when she fought for Black operators at South Central Bell, the telephone company. The daughter of a union activist from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Ms. Wheeler began her advocacy for equity at an early age. She was part of a historic fight when the school district refused to send school buses for the Black students during desegregation. For the past 27 years, Ms. Wheeler has led the labor movement at both the regional and the national level, serving as the first African American president of the Communication Workers of America, Local 9586, AFL-CIO Senior National Field Representative, co-chair of the LA Immigrant Workers Freedom Ride, the California Area Director for the AFSCME Western Region, and Vice President of the LA County Federation of Labor. Most recently, Yvonne served as president of the California State A. Philip Randolph Institute, where she was tasked with building a bridge between civil rights and labor organizations, certainly drawing in the African American community. She is the right leader for the right time to bring solidarity, build bridges, and to bring people of the labor movement together. Congratulations, Yvonne Wheeler. Thank you for your commitment to the fight to ensure workers' protection, equity, inclusion, and a dignified life, while working families across LA as the beneficiaries. We congratulate you.
Don't push her over. You just got the award. You already dogging her out. Have the picture. Oh, straight photo bombing. Oh, yeah. I just say, where were all these people like in the 60s and the 50s? You know, they certainly weren't fighting for equality. In fact, there wasn't one Democrat that voted Jim Crow law down. Not one. Not motherfucking one. Not one.
Madam Mayor, I love saying that. Council President Kokorian, to the City Council member Heather Hutt, Marquise Harris Dawson, and Kern Price, and to the members of the Los Angeles City Council, I am humbled and honored to receive this award. I had a whole speech prepared, but I'm speechless right now because I don't think it's appropriate especially during the time that we're living in right now.
Right,
Karen
Casey?
brought me back when he talked about what happened just recently to Tyrese
Nichols. One more time.
And then we had the whole situation here just recently in Los Angeles with Keenan Anderson. And so with all that in mind, and we talk about black history, talk about African American history, these are individuals who lost their lives to police violence. And we have to acknowledge it, we have to recognize it, and we have to do something better to improve the lives of our people during Black History Month, but every day of the year. And so I'm deeply honored for this recognition, but we have so much work to do. Thank you so much.
Yes, we bought her those flowers, those $150 flowers. We did. Oh, shit. Getting like a pep rally up in this joint.
And now Councilman Marquise Harris Dawson.
Oh, they was trying to get you out of here,
Thank
Marquise.
you so much.
They don't like you so much,
Mr.
Marquise.
Price and members of the council.
They don't like you too much.
Madam Mayor Karen Bass, and all of my colleagues on the Los Angeles City Council. I'm honored to present one of our honorees today that is really rooted in the story of black people in the
Somebody already
history of the
split
United
his
States.
eyebrow up here,
Our
socked
story
him up.
is about a lot of things, but one of the main things it's about is always struggling to make it better for the next generation. There are folks, no matter what walk of life they're in, they wake up every morning saying, I'm going to go to work today so that I leave the situation better than I found it. And so you've heard some of us reference the struggles that we all face in this moment in history, and we're all working to make that better. But we have before us today a person who is a leader without peer, a person with a resume that cannot be compared to very many people in this country and in our struggle. The former leader of this body, our own, the one and only Herb Wesson. Let's give him a big round of applause.
Is he rich? Didn't know if he was. Maybe he was. I don't know. They really don't like him here, though.
There are lots of things that you can say about Mr. Wesson, but we're short on time. Most importantly, he is a dad, first, second, third, fifth, ninth, and 100th. He is a husband. He's a grandfather, and he is a great member of our community and a leader in our community. He is one of only 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the history of the United States, African American people to be elected to head any state legislator. The other one is sitting over there, both of them from Los Angeles. So two of the folks who were elected to lead state houses are from our city, the city of Los Angeles. I also, just yesterday, there's so many things to say, but just yesterday a report came out that said Los Angeles is the only big city in the country where wages outpaced inflation. So prices are going up, but people in this city are actually making a little bit more.
Ask those people. Get them up there, Marquise.
In no small part.
See if they're happy, Marquise.
More, huh? In no small part, because as president of the city council, Herb Wesson saw to it that every worker in this city made at least $15 an hour. As president of this council, Los Angeles became the first city to have a standing committee on poverty and homelessness. Los Angeles became the first city to have a revenue stream specifically for housing for homeless people with Measure HHH. The list can go on and on and on and on, but those of you who are around the Horseshoe who served with Mr. Wesson know, those of you who are activists and community leaders before who saw this council under Mr. Wesson know why we celebrate him today. And so I have one more thing to say, but a special guest came in when she heard that Mr. Wesson was being honored today. She was like, I gotta be in the building, so I wanna call her up to say a few words. Los Angeles' own Tiffany Haddish.
Guys, 3 callers today called in, and they only had, 3 of the 7 called in. They all
good morning, everyone.
call for his removal.
First of all, I want to say I was on the Zoom, on the hold, raising my hand, trying to say something just through the Zoom. And I'm supposed to be at work, but they pushed my time back for 3 hours. I said, I live down the way. I'm going to come on over. This is my guide. I consider you a friend. You taught me so much. You honored me here right before pandemic 2020, and you helped me in so many ways, taught me how to really help me understand the government and how things work. And I'm so grateful for that because as a former foster youth and a product of the city of Los Angeles and not really having male role models to guide me and show me how to be, a successful woman, which I am now. Quite confident too, up here with nothing but lip gloss on, okay? But I just want to say congratulations, and I'm so grateful and thankful that you were one of our leaders, it is one of my leaders. You helped me so much. You're funny. I know you wanted to be a comedian. It didn't work out though. But you can always make it to the stage. It's never too late. It's never too late.
There's a bunch of clowns for sure.
But I've read about you for years. I got to meet you. I got to know you. And I think you're an awesome human being. And you have definitely showed me what you can do in this city when you put your mind to it and do the work and try to operate from the best place possible, and that is for the people. Herb, I'm proud of you. Congratulations.
One more time for Tiffany Haddish.
One more time for Tiffany Haddish. Come on down.
Mr. President, we have council members Price, Hutt, and I have a special motion that we want to put before the body. But before that, I want to kick back to you to make sure if members of the queue would like to speak, there's an opportunity for them to do that now.
Thank you very much.
Stinks is asleep. He's tired.
Or we might wait.
He gets
a
up
moment.
early.
Did you want to
Gets up
read
at
your
5
motion?
a.m.
Was
We have a motion. I believe the city attorney has it ready to go.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I'll read it. So it's presented by Council Pro Tem Price, Councilmembers Harris Dawson and Hutt, seconded by Council President Krikorian. So it provides, whereas Herb J. Wesson Jr. was elected to the City Council representing Council District 10 and served from 2005 to 2010, and whereas during his time in office he worked to bring 1 million Angelenos out of poverty, in addition to assuring that all Angelenos received a livable wage by passing the minimum wage to $15 per hour, and whereas he enacted the Ban the Box legislation to remove employment barriers to the formerly arrested, convicted, and incarcerated, and whereas he also worked hard to enact one of the most robust sick leave policies in the state of California and nationally, and whereas Wesson created the city's first homeless and poverty committee, along with a comprehensive homeless strategy, and worked to devise and champion the passage of Measure H and Proposition HHH, whereas with the help of Mayor Eric Garcetti and the Board of Water and Power Commissioners, Weston ensured that the city was moving away from and shutting down coal-powered facilities by 2025 while moving towards the construction and purchasing of solar, wind, and other renewables.
How much money did he get paid off for that?
During his tenure, he adopted a single-use plastic bag policy and plastic straws on request ordinance to reduce our waste stream and create a more sustainable future for our residents. And whereas Wesson played a major role in winning the Olympic bid, ensuring that the 2028 Olympics and Paralympic Games will be held in the city of Los Angeles, further cementing the city of Los Angeles' status as the world capital of sports and entertainment. And whereas he helped make council history by hiring its first ever female chief legislative analyst, Sharon So, and whereas he created My Voice LA, an online system that allows city employees to report instances of harassment and retaliation anonymously.
And then they do nothing about it.
Under his presidency, the
when
council
they're racist
took
and
steps
get caught
toward closing the pay disparity in sports by requiring equal compensation for any competition featuring both male and female divisions taking place in Los Angeles and requiring a permit from the city. And whereas he sought to right the wrongs made by the war on drugs by creating the social equity program that will reduce the barriers to ownership of commercial cannabis businesses for those who have been convicted of marijuana-related offenses and those who live or have lived in the neighborhoods heavily affected by marijuana arrests. And whereas he honored the first African-American president of the United States by renaming Rodeo Road Obama Boulevard, so children, no matter the color of their skin, can be reminded every day they ride down Obama Boulevard that no dream is too far out to reach. And whereas he worked to unify Angelenos and empower communities by challenging our city to have open and honest conversations about race and racism through the Embrace LA initiative, resulting in the potential creation of the Office of Racial Equity, which would work to create a Los Angeles where all Angelenos are included, empowered, and fully participate civilly. And whereas he created the first ever full-time policy committee dedicated to working on immigrant affairs and passed monumental legislation, including declaring Los Angeles a city of sanctuary, increasing protections against the disclosure of tenants' immigration or citizenship status to federal immigration authorities, ensuring that all residents of the city of Los Angeles are protected.
Is he crying?
And whereas he adopted the first civil and human rights ordinance in the city of Los Angeles' history that prohibits the discrimination, prejudice, intolerance, and bigotry that denies equal treatment to any individual because of the individual's race, color, ethnicity, creed, age, national origin, citizenship status, or perceived status, gender, gender identity or expression, sexual orientation or perceived orientation, disability, marital status, partnership status, employment status, or source of income. Now, therefore, be it resolved that by the adoption of this resolution, the Council of the City of Los Angeles hereby recognizes Herb J. Wesson Jr.'s leadership and service to the city by naming the stairs entering City Hall South at 111 East 1st Street as Herb J. Wesson Jr. Steps.
Are you kidding me? This will just... They named some steps after him. All that. 5-minute speech. I'm crying. Now they named some steps after him. You see the bullshit that's going on? Yeah, this is utopia. It's just insane. And you notice how he was the big pioneer for the civil rights and for the gender rights and all this, that, and the other, but yet they still have that racist who is on their board and none of them say a motherfucking thing about it. Yet they gaslight you about how we need to go further as people and as communities, and they feed you all this gaslighting bullshit. Meanwhile, their homeboy's still on there getting paid by us, racist as fuck. Okay? You saw the public get thrown out for talking about him, for chanting about getting rid of the racist. They didn't want to hear that. They got rid of that. Why would you get rid of that? If you were really about stomping racism out, why the fuck would you get rid of the people that are trying to stomp it out with you?
Time when we were still coming out of the Great Recession, a time when unemployment was sky high. And through his leadership, we were able to cut the unemployment rate in half. We were able to uplift people not only throughout the city, but throughout the state of California by enacting that $15 minimum wage here in Los Angeles.
Wow, what a hero. $15, Herb.
The entire
Thank you so much. I got a Ferrari now, Herb.
$15 minimum wage. So we could...
Now my eggs are $9 a dozen, dumb fuck.
Individually. And identify them.
And my gas got 6x'd, and you ain't said a goddamn word about that.
And very importantly, when he became council president.
Let's get this useless bitch out of the way. Yeah. Let's get her up out of the way, because she don't do nothing but show up.
It's going to be about me. It's going to be about we. And I think many of us who were there still very well remember.
Yeah, I told you, get her off my screen.
And not only his willingness
You ain't on my screen, you're worthless.
Everyone in this council chamber and everyone throughout this city to grab an oar and become part of our future. But also to lay out a challenge as well. Because it wasn't just about bringing everyone in. It was bringing everyone in and challenging them to do big things, to accomplish.
Yeah, he gave you
great
the fake
things
little
for the
fall,
city.
the fake faint,
And because he was
crocodile
able to
tear, and all
utilize
that. Give him an
everyone's
Oscar.
skills in this council, because he was able to
Needs
work
an
so
Oscar.
closely with 2 mayors, because he was able to bring so many people in this city together around accomplishing those things, we were able to do that work in righting our economy, in balancing our budget, to make sure that we were environmental leaders for the entire nation, to make sure that we ingrained in policy of this city inclusiveness and a willingness to bring people together and soften the divisions that too often are so sharp in the city because of Herb's inspiration, Herb's work, Herb's leadership, Herb's partnership with so many others. And so it's still not about him, it's about all of us. But there were times when we would be in meetings here in the council and we were wondering where Herb was. And there were times when
Out back smoking
we
a
were
joint.
looking around, we'd say, it's been a while since we've seen the council president. And of course, when those moments happened, we knew, go to the South Steps, because you're going to find Herb there, let's just say, enjoying the great outdoors. And so it's especially appropriate, I think, that forevermore, Mr. President, forevermore, when people visit the South Steps of Los Angeles City Hall, they'll know that they are standing on the Herb J. Wesson Jr. steps, and they will know and learn about your extraordinary legacy.
Herb Steps,
Herb
baby.
J. Wesson.
Go smoke your joint on the Herb Steps. Man, what is he, like 4'1"? Jesus Christ. He didn't even come up to the chin of homie. Somebody get him a bucket to stand on.
You got me. I want to try to get it together right quick because I want to thank all of the people who took time from their busy calendar to be here this afternoon. My former staff, you've never been my staff, you've been an extension of my family. I want to congratulate a well-deserved Yvonne Wheeler, who has been my friend forever, to let you know how proud I am of you. And I want to take a moment, if I might, and Tiffany, this is just, I pull out my phone and show people that I have Tiffany Haddish's phone number. Well, look what I got. And that you break off from your very busy schedule to come down here. I am so touched. If this wasn't on television, I'd be probably cursing for joy. So, to the council, thank you all. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart so very much. To a special thank you to my brother, Marquise Harris Dawson, who I had the pleasure to serve with, and whenever I needed him, he was always there.
We need it.
To Curran Price, my contemporary, my main man, my age group, somebody that I could always talk to. Curran was a soldier, and when I think about Curran Price, Sharon So, and Evok, they're like people that I've known the longest in this building. So Curran, thank you. And a special thank you to Heather Hutt, who many of you don't know. My brother Steve is somewhere here. When I came to this city in 1975, my brother became friends with Heather, and I would go over to her house.
You was trying to bone. You was trying to bone.
And get a hot cooked meal and
Lying.
play bumper pool in the back.
You was
of the
trying to
house.
play bumper
so
pool,
Thank
lying.
you very,
Lying.
very, very, very much. I want to quickly, if I can, present to you what the things that mean most to me. See, you guys got me, man. My mind is shot.
Okay.
I want to present to you because I have to, because they mean everything to me. This is why I work. This is why I breathe, and I love them so, so very much. And that's my family. My cousin Anita, stand up for a second. Anita is from Cleveland,
Anita
Ohio,
Dick.
like myself. She's been out here.
Imagine if her
for
last name was
decades,
Dick.
And as long as I
Anita
had
Dick.
Anita here,
You know there's
I
got to be
always
somebody with a
had
last name
a
like that.
piece of home. My brother Steve, who
You're wrong, Rich.
is the best brother that anybody can
Going to
ever
hell with
have
me.
in the
I
world.
promise you
He's
are.
a better brother to me than I was of him. And thank you for being my rock and support. I have my youngest son, so for many of you that are here today, he does not need an introduction because he
Anita
was
Richards,
an
yeah,
integral
right?
part of my
Anita
operation when I served as president of this great city.
That's
I almost
terrible.
said president of the United States.
Terrible.
Yeah, president of the United States.
President of the
But my
United
youngest son, Justin Wesson, I think has shown the world that he is ready, willing, able, capable, forward thinking, and I am so damn proud of him. And he gets to come here to see his current boss, Yvonne Honor, and his old man. That's a twofer for him. Give Justin a round of applause.
Give me the twofer.
His wife, my daughter-in-law, Alexis.
How's it showing?
We were so impressed with Alexis that my wife said to her, if Justin didn't ask you to marry him, we were going to ask you to marry us. She is a phenomenal individual that knows this building inside and out, and I'm proud of her as well. Her mother is here, Dixie. Dixie is, you know, when
Because her
we
name is
married-
Dixie.
When the two of them got married, our families got married. So Dixie is here, and she's always here when I
Anita,
need her. And
Dixie.
where are my
What the
my little grand nuggets? Are they still all right, or is it?
Bro.
Well, anyway, my two youngest grandsons are here, Lincoln Alexander Wesson and Harrison James Wesson. So give them one more round of applause. My son Herb III, my namesake.
Look at the ski resort.
I could always count on him.
Look at the parking at the ski
Herbie
resort.
is a soldier. He and I are very, very similar. You know, he doesn't care if the odds are 100 to 1. If he's with you, he's with you. And ladies and gentlemen, you can look at him. He looks like a baby, but this guy's got 25 years experience in government.
This one looking for a spot for his Prius, too.
Son. I have my son. Where I lost him. I have my son PJ
That's a little
and his
Honda.
lady Melissa are here today.
Hey, no place to park.
Is the father of 3 of my grandchildren, Patrick, Malia, and Tatiana, and one of the most loving fathers that I have ever met. I also want to present to you
No, Andy, he's
my
excited.
oldest, an individual that if you guys ever lose hope, if you ever give up faith, if you think things are impossible,
There's like nowhere
I
to
want you
park. I'm
think
looking.
about this guy. This guy lived close to City Hall, south here on Skid Row for years. I did everything I could, my wife, to try to help him. And thank God for my relationship with Pete White and L.A. Cam.
20 a
because
car,
they
you
helped
make some
me
good money,
understand,
man.
Ladies and gentlemen, my son that I'm so damn proud
Look
of.
at all the cars
going
coming
on
in.
4
Where are
years
they parking?
clean and sober,
Where
got
are
his
these
own
guys
apartment, got it going on. Douglas, give Doug a round of applause.
We're about to see some road rage going on in this motherfucker.
Look, I'm going to quickly
Douglas
say
is
this
crying.
because, hell, I don't even remember what I was going to say.
What do you mean? Been talking for 10 minutes. Snowboard rage? For sure. Dude, the
I
Fresh
wish
Pals so close we can't even
my
park, bro.
Parents.
Like, fuck, dude, we
and
finally
my
got here and we can't even park, bro.
grandparents were here
Fresh Pal.
for this moment because what you've done for me is so special. And if you knew the sacrifices that they made to give me the opportunities that they never had, if you knew how tough it was to grow up a little black boy on the rough and tumble streets
Thank
of
you, Derek
Cleveland,
Hall.
Ohio, in a country
May peace be with you
that
as well.
was not constructed to be fair towards you.
Thank you, Derek.
A country that was built to be.
Nah, this
is
is
a
in
white
Brighton.
man's world.
Brighton Resort.
Women were supposed to be barefoot and pregnant. Lesbians and gays were the unmentionables. Latinos and Asians were the not so scary minorities, but they were still minorities, and blacks were expendable. But my family taught me how to be tough. And they taught me how to survive.
Jay Berlin, thank you.
And they taught me to dream and to dream big. There are defining moments in life. And I can remember my family moving to what we considered a good neighborhood. It was lower middle class. And it was
The moguls, bro.
5 streets.
Fucking moguls, dude.
And this is the first year I was going to junior high school. And I go to school and I look and I see these little kids running and being chased and getting beat up. And then all of a sudden I was running and getting chased and getting beat up because we lived in the middle of 3 different gang areas. Now, it is said that the 2 most important days in anyone's life is the day that you're born and the day that you discovered why you were born. Well, what I did, I
Oscar,
went
you're
to
too
every
funny.
house where there was a boy, a teenage boy that went to junior high school, invited them all over to my house on Sunday,
bet you
and I
did.
said, I got a plan that's going to stop us from getting our butts kicked every week. I said, we're going to start our own gang. They said, what? I said, yeah. We're not going to terrorize the community. We're not going to steal. We're not going to rob. But what we're going to do is every day, the people that live on the 5th Street, that's 3 people, you're going to come over to the 4th Street, you're going to pick up 4
Fucking
other
rad
people,
right here.
and then you're going to go to the next street. By the time they got to my house, we were 16 brothers strong, and nobody effed with us. For 2.5 years, when we walked to and from school, everybody left us alone. Whenever we went to a party, we went with 10
Right, Dixie?
to
I
12
agree.
deep. This was my defining moment. This is when I discovered my job was to help.
No, this is
my job was to problem solve.
Highland
My
Hills.
job
This is in
was
Bloomington,
to
Minnesota.
bring people together. That's when I figured out who Herb
This is
Russell.
live in Minnesota right now.
You read these articles, Herb.
I love how they just come right up onto the lift and it just takes you right up to the top. No
Backdoor.
stop.
wheeler, dealer, powerful, evil, ogre. That ain't me. You don't know me. I was raised to be a good man, a good son, and my parents and grandparents taught me that good
Bloomington,
guys
Minnesota.
don't have to finish last. So I am a good man, and everything that my family has, they earned on their own, not because of me, because they're bad mamma jammas in their own right.
They're bad mamma jam.
When I went to high school, the same thing happened. My grandmother said, well, we can't let him go to high school with girls because he's not girl crazy, he's girl insane. He will make it to the 11th grade and then be married and had 3 kids. So we're going to send him to a Catholic boys' school, which they did. And for the first 3 weeks, I had to fight every day just because I was black.
Happy birthday, Ricky.
Happy
So what I did, I got all the black guys together.
Happy
We all
which
bought some
birthday
blue
you
jackets.
thing from
We
another
called
world, you?
ourselves the Blue Patrol. People still mess with us. That wasn't enough. So what I did, I made an alliance with the Sons of Italy. So it was the black guys and the Italians, and nobody messed with us. A defining moment. Now, when I was 16 years old, my parents taught me how to drive, just like all of you guys learn how to drive. Hey, could you just give me my water? I'm going to wrap this up.
Yeah, wrap that shit up, B.
But how many of you, and in fact, let me just do this real quick, and I'm going to wrap this up, I promise you.
Lying.
And I don't
You're
want
lying,
to
dog.
offend any women that are in the audience or watching television today, but 43 years ago, I hit on a tenderoni, and I asked her to go out on a date with me, and on our very first date, I
tenderoni?
said, I'm going to marry you. And she said, you were crazy. 43 years later, we're still on that date, my wife, Fabian Wesson.
Could have hit a little tenderoni.
But anyway, let me make this point.
Why the fuck you
Yes, I learned how
lying?
to put on the turn signals, turn right, left, this, that, and all of that. But my parents and grandfather spent more time with me saying,
He went macaroni.
what are you going to do when the police stop you? You're going to learn how to drive, but I'm going to teach you how to stay alive. Put both hands on the wheel where they can be seen. Do not exit the vehicle unless they ask you to exit the vehicle. Ask for permission to reach into the glove box to give them your registration.
So comply.
Officer, may I please reach into my back pocket so that I can present you with my driver's license? Whatever you do, Herbie, do not throw anything out of the car. If you are smoking weed, swallow it.
Wow.
And
Wow.
if you're drinking beer, you just popped.
Wow.
Nobody
Wow.
should have to tell their children.
What does this fool just say right now?
Nobody. And I'll just tell you this as an
Weed,
aside.
swallow it.
My grandfather would say, I hope when you get stopped that you get stopped by white officers. Because sometimes the brothers trying to prove themselves can be too aggressive. That's wrong. That is a societal, systemic problem in this country, in these systems we have got to destroy. Our criminal justice system sucks. Our health system, where it relates to people of color, sucks. The pandemic taught us that. Financial system. During the pandemic, who couldn't get loans? So those systems have to be changed. I wrap this up by saying this. A month from today, a month from a week, my youngest grandson is going to be 15 years old. And I'm going to teach him to drive. And I'm going to also tell him, when you get stopped, because you will, you put both hands on the wheel. You move slowly. You treat the officers with respect. If you're mad, you never show it. If you, as a council, really, really want to do something, help me ensure that my grandson's sons don't have to get that lesson.
So teach them to comply. Got it.
This council already has motions to deal with unarmed response. I know because I introduced the mother sucker, all right? You have motions that deal with traffic stops. Have that debate and that conversation. I'm not saying it's an easy fix, but have that conversation. You have to realize, and I used to tell the council all the time, the winds in this council blow from the west to the east. People throughout this country wake up every day to look to see what you do here in Los Angeles. They don't wake up to see what the hell is going on in Tupelo, Mississippi, but they do wake up to see what are you doing. Governing is not about doing what you want to do. Governing is about doing what you have to do. Leadership is about taking people places where they don't think they want to go. You, great council,
Live pursuit here, guys.
To lead
In Minnesota.
this great city.
This is a live
Not
police
manager.
pursuit right here, guys.
Lead it, damn it. God bless you. Thank you all. Sorry I went on too long. Thank you.
Man,
Thank you.
get up out of
Thank
here,
you so
dog.
much. Thank you very much.
Yep, this is in St. Paul. Well, they're stationed out of St. Paul, Minnesota.
Thank you, Herb.
Don't know
Herb,
quite
you
where they are right now.
Inspiring, and we miss you, Herb, so much. Mr. Price.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our program.
Thank God. Enough of your dick sucking. Give me a sec, guys. I'll put his audio up so we can hear what's going on in the car. Give me 30 seconds here.
Yeah.
Yep, live chase. We're with Cat, not Bob. Oh, watch out! Fucking car just cut the cop off. 'Cause that's a cop in front of him. They're in front of them.
We're all good, boss.
I can hear Bob on the radio. They're jamming right now. It's gotta be doing
we're rolling. We're rolling.
80, 90.
We can't hear the radio. So we're gonna hang up. You can't hear the radio here. All right. Okay, where?
It's jamming.
I'm trying to see. Are they southbound 52 still? Jill? Yeah, they're southbound. I know, but when...
Oh, they're trying to catch up to it then, yeah. So here we go.
Right now,
They're moving.
left lane, white SUV.
White SUV, left lane.
The right lane, just going past those carriers right now.
Pull over, dildo! There you go. You certainly aren't German, that's for sure. He never drove on the Autobahn. That'd be a ticket right there. No joke. On the Autobahn, that's a ticket. They're pulling you over for that. You didn't get out of the way. Not even because it's a cop. Even if it was just me driving. Like you must yield and pull to the right to the drivers that are moving quickly on the left side.
46th, we're not far behind.
See, that one paid attention. He's paying attention. This guy right here, you get it, sir. You get it. This dildo, get out of the way, dildo.
Come on, Billy, move that fucking Ford 150 with the double brake pedal.
You're the moving. Yeah, man. Fucking double brake pedal having ding dong.
You're my navigator, buddy.
Doing 100 right now. He's got to be. You know, you can tell is watch the dotted lines. Remember, there's a 10-foot gap between each one of those lines. And it'll be solid. At 140 miles an hour, that becomes solid line. You don't even see a brake anymore at 140. So that's how you can tell how quick he's going. Regardless of trying to look on the side. It's always a good barometer right there. Your measuring stick. Come on, dildo. Get in front of... Look, you can't even beat the truck out. Get out of the fucking way in your big shit box. Sprinter. Hey, dildo. 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 Yeah, somebody's right there. It's a big cop. Lots of sirens and lights. Fucking dildo. There you go. There's a dildo for you. No drive and waste of space.
I'm good. We're good now.
You no drive and waste of dog shit.
Ramsey, lane lines, alternating speeds information at Ford. Passing Angus, westbound.
Let's go. Get out of the way, fucking trucker.
Now take it off that and tell me how far up that cross street is.
Pumped because I had coffee this morning, Justin. When you catch me after the coffee, it's dangerous. Dangerous.
Quarter mile.
Dude, he blew by that car like it wasn't even moving. And it wasn't, of course. It was sitting there, but he just... It's moving. No, I think they all drive the same thing. They all really drive Durangos. I think it's a Dodge Durango. Got that big 5.9 liter Magnum in that fucker or something. Who knows? 6.4 liter. It's big. I'm telling you, Bob's truck moves. And that's not Bob though. But even the ones like him, you know, I think they all have the same shit. Come on. It's a problem being in the rural parts of states, you know, fucking internet signal gets a little... Sorry guys about the cutting out.
We seem to be experimenting some technological differences.
35 Sam 39.
Hang on.
6 at Biscayne and Biscayne Way. Alright, just past 150.
Alright, let's see. It should be a white SUV. We haven't even seen it yet, so.
Westbound 42.
Well, if they go north, we're going to continue west because you can't keep chasing. We got to get sticks. Right.
Okay, so they may plan to get the sticks, the stop sticks, and get out and meet them at an intersection and try to stop stick them, spike them, basically.
For Business Parkway, 42 approaching 3, right lane.
Good old stop sticks. And have you ever seen them? They're triangle-shaped little plastic device. They'll throw it underneath the tires or lay them out in the road. You run over it. Little nails come out that are hollow into your tire. Slowly lets the air out. So a couple miles down the road, you have no more air in your tires. It's a good little device. Problem is you got to get in front of them, and it's dangerous. You know, they could drive at the officer who's trying to throw them. So, a bit of danger attached to it.
That should be us, Robert.
Getting into traffic at 3 and 140.
Here we go. Here we go. Let's see him make this turn. Oh, I thought he was gonna fly in that turn, dog. Just skidded, just fucking drift. Just fucking drift that motherfucker sideways. Just correct that motherfucker like a Duke boy.
Approaching 142nd northbound.
Multiple felony warrants he has? Oh boy.
Approaching Connemara.
You know he ain't trying to stop. 'Cause he ain't going. He's going to jail for a long time.
Highway 3 and down.
That's them guys, not me. Just so you know. Though sometimes they periodically mute it just because there's sensitive information that's coming over the radio and they don't want you to hear it. Addresses, things of that nature. So that's kind of the sucky part. But there you go, man. There's definitely quite a few cops in this chase. We keep seeing a cop pop in front of them every once in a while, right? So they're definitely after this dude. Look at that cheap gas. God damn, it's in the 3s. Straight in the 6s here. It's just not fair, bro. It's just not fair. I get $1 more. I get even $2 more. But for a straight double and some, it should be against the law. I'm telling you. It should be against the law. It's the same gas. It's the same fucking gas. Oh, yeah. Now it's dangerous because now, look, you're in the cities, fucking snow on the ground. This dildo can't figure it out. Let's go, Billy. Move your shit box, F-150. Fucking all. Oh! Yeah, he's flying. Yeah, I didn't mute it. It's on. It'll pop back on any moment, I'm sure. It's just saying something on the radio you don't want them to hear. Or they don't want us to hear, rather. 409 in Reno. See, I mean, come on. That's still $2 cheaper. $2.30 cheaper, even. I mean, come on. It's not fair. This is not Bob. This is Cat 4. Look at the bottom corner down there. You can see right there where it says Cat 4. This is one of his deputies, one of Bob's deputies. You could hear Bob. He was talking to Bob on the radio, but they were in such a rural area. It was hard for them to hear Bob, so he even said, "Hey, I can't really hear you. I'm just gonna, get back into the chase here." So he's probably end up calling him on his cell phone. That's what a lot of them do. They'll just tell him landline me, and just call me on my cell phone, and that way nobody can hear you what you're saying. So there you go. It's dangerous here. Like you said, you got a lot of people. Someone pulls out in front of you, some old lady, someone can't see you, and dude, you're sliding and smack. So again, viewer discretion is advised. This is a live chase. You never know what's going to happen. Hopefully the deputy's safe and everybody else is safe in the public. We saw yesterday the ending of a chase here that killed two innocent bystanders that were driving their car home from having tacos. 2 teenage friends. They were in their 40s, just went out to have some tacos locally, and they were killed in that car wreck by the speeding driver who ran from the cops yesterday.
It's out of it? Because if they're out of it, we're passing them.
I assume so.
3331, hit sticks. Continuing cell phone.
Look at all the cops. 1, 2, 3.
We're going to pit it, dude.
We're going to pit it, dude.
Southbound.
Approaching Alanis.
Southbound or northbound?
Oh, come on, dildos. Pull over. There you go.
Northbound on 3 past done.
That's what I heard.
Tom Brady did retire. This time for good, I guess. It's good, though. He's not the same dude. He should have retired last year, to be honest, but who am I? Question is where is Derek Carr going? Where's Derek Carr going to be throwing a football next season?
Sorry, Joe.
It's not going to be for the Raiders. Saints?
Time to end it, though.
Tampa Bay? The Colts? Jets?
How far off and down are we?
Who?
Close.
The Carolina Panthers? The Seahawks? Who? There's dude, I just gave you what, like 6? Like 6 legit teams. Cowboys? Nah, I can't give up on Dak just yet. I gotta sell his cards first. Carr's a breast? I agree, he is a titty.
Oh my God.
He is a boob.
It's gonna make a couple of bends up here, though.
Nah, man, he's a little better than his brother, David. Derek. He ain't done anything. We'll see. Let's put him in a good position, and hopefully he'll do something better. But I think he's Tony Romo. Talented guy, but is never going to get you over the hump.
When does it straighten out?
But to be fair and honest with him,
Well, I think we're on the
he's
the
never
Robert
really
Trail.
had the greatest cast around him either. I mean, he's had some good players, but nothing fabulous.
This is pretty Kitty Womp.
So, to be honest, for him, you
We
know,
want to catch up.
a lot of people who do well have a lot of good people around them. Oh shit, on the wrong side of the road! Yee! Oh, there's a school bus! No, school bus! No, school bus with the kids on it. Hopefully not. Pull over, school bus! I mean, you're a driver. Do you not see the fucking cop behind him, school bus? Dude, you need to get fired. For real. For real. For real. There was so much lane for you to pull over.
93rd, after 90th, you're going to see Anne Marie Trail.
Idiot.
Once you see 90th, then Anne Marie.
Man.
Okay, right here.
F. Derek Carr, Raider Nation. See, Dave's done with him already.
You should see the 90th, then Anne Marie.
Dave's ready for the Stidham rain.
Code 4 custody.
Nice.
Nice. Clear.
Discontinue.
So what?
Bonds that aren't
So they
there,
stopped
slow
him.
down. Well, don't ever gonna need the road shut down. Get a tow starter, get the ambulance started. He said he swallowed down.
Oh.
Said he swallowed narco?
Copy, paramedics, northbound 3 at 190th. Be both north and southbound shut down. You're great, thanks for your help.
Okay, so the pursuit stopped. They're asking for medics.
You're great, fully clear.
I think they said he swallowed narcotics. There's the bumper of the car, so they can't be too far. Oh, it's right there. Look how close we were, guys. Motherfucker, dude.
Nice work, everybody.
There's your white SUV, ladies and gentlemen. Dude, and it was the minivan that pitted him. Straight undercover minivan. What the fuck? The undercover mini? You think it's a straight bang bus? You know, fucking, or a soccer mom? Hell no. Hell no, it's the undercover, son. You blowing by in your Hellcat? You just blew by the minivan? You better watch out, son.
I'll be there in a few minutes.
That Jeep is donezo, sonzo.
Well, just, yeah,
Yeah, you thought it was the soccer mom. Surely wasn't that, Billy. It was the stealthy, all blacked out, all rim black having. Look at that thing. It's got the stealth package. You can't even see this bitch at night. 102 the night, the wolf. Minnesota's finest. So there you go. There's the K9. Oh boy, that's the fucking fugitive fucking task force. That's what that is. That ain't no normal sheriff officer. I'm gonna let you know that, Billy. He's fugitive task force for sure. Plain clothes, gun holster in the leg. Oh yeah, fucking backwards hat. For sure. All of them got their ripped up jeans. I love it. I love it. Yeah, ponytail tap. Well, you know, they got a. You know, he worked undercover. You know, he did. You know, he did. He got a shoe? I didn't see it. Pity the fool. It was the auto theft unit? Oh, okay. So it was stolen. Makes sense. Following all the car stealers. He swallowed the other shoe. It'd be awesome if he did, though. Be pretty interesting. Called the Jump Out Boys. Jump Out Boys. They jump out on your ass. Awesome fishing trip vehicle. This one right here. I just love how stealthy on it. So I say all the time, you know, people don't realize all the cool shit you see with Bob because he's in an unmarked Durango like this. And of course, everything strobes and, you know, there's lights in the grill, but you don't see it until you've already passed it. And by then, you have idiots asking you to race. Literally. I remember some dude literally had the window down. You know, he was driving too fast. Bob pulls up to say something to him. The dude's like, hey, you want to race? Before Bob even says anything to him. Like, I don't think you want to race me. Oh, man, I'll take that Durango. And homie's in a Challenger. So he's like, nah, I don't think you want to race me because I'm a cop. And he flips the lights on. Oh, my. Totally changed his tune. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'll slow down. And you know what I mean? Just wanted him to slow his ass down because Bob was driving 40 and this fool blew past him at 60 on the street. So they met up at the light. And that whole conversation happened on stream. So I'm saying it's things like that because they don't realize it, you know, and then before you know it, you've blew past that fucking Durango or the minivan and you don't realize that they're fucking officers that are undercover. So pretty interesting. And I'll tell you what, I think the state that does this the most might be Arizona. Like, dude, they have like a straight banana yellow Mustang undercover car, all kinds of shit. I mean, it's wild. Going to those like street takeovers, undercover, you know what I mean? You think he's just a yellow Mustang showing up. No. He's a cop. His shit strobes just like that. So, yeah, they've been working undercover a lot on those street takeovers there because, again, it's like a nationwide problem. It's not just here. So, yeah. In fact, there was a LLN Arizona Jack had filmed a pretty cool video of this dude that was running from them for weeks with a Hellcat. Just for weeks, they tried to catch him, and every time he would drive 100 miles an hour on the wrong side of the road to get away, so they just let him go. And finally, they were able to stop stick him and popped all his tires, and he finally had to stop. His car was all fucked up, and they ended up putting him in jail finally. So, yeah. So it's definitely getting crazy with the street takeovers. That, and you have people that are dying. I mean, that poor girl, that nurse. She was an aspiring nurse. She was killed she was killed on Christmas Day, I think. She was killed on Christmas Day. You know, her mom kept telling her, don't go to those fucking things, and she just liked them. She loved cars, and ended up not good for her. Oh, shit, guys. Give me 1 second. Let me do this really quickly. I'm going to take off my cam. I got to go do something real quick. Give me 1 second.
For ADW suspect Century and Compton.
Oh, ADW suspect Century and Compton. Compton's in the house. Huh? Thank God. Why are you coming over here?
All right, backseaters, we're live here. Back up and running, and kind of got off the rolling here with things, and kind of just went live without really getting a chance to explain exactly what we were doing. I'm just kind of leaving the scene here. If you didn't catch on, we found the Jeep Commander that fled Mr. Jelly Joe here last week. Yeah, I'm Under Sheriff Martin.
Oh, another undercover, huh? Now we got an F-150. Is that Bob? The heck? Look like Bob in the F-150 undercover. They're just filled with undercover cars. Look at this shit. That was Bob, huh? I just walked in. Look at that. I'm telling you, do they have any... Look, there's the driver. There he goes. There's the sus. With multiple felony warrants, allegedly. Get up in the back, Jack. Hell yeah, she has the trooper hat like me. Should be putting mine on, but Chase is over now. I love her trooper hat. Fuck yeah, girl. Rock it, girl. Rock it, lady. Get it. She got the earmuffs and all that joint, too. Bob's wearing a tie and all that. Oh, boy. Bob must Special meetings or something. I like that jacket. Shit's bright as hell. Good old Minnesota State Troopers. You got the Sheriff Department, which is Bob, and then now you have the Minnesota State Troopers because it ended on the highway. They have to do their investigation, shut the highway down. So lots of different, agencies involved. And who knows, you might have even had, other agencies as well, because it looks like there's another one there too, another police department. So there you go. There you go. Put that thing down there. There we go. That was pretty cool.
Requesting a backup air unit supervisor. Westbound Century from Clovis, 18, David Nora, 886. 18, David Nora, 886.
Shut that down. All right, I'll snap this poll, and I guess that's it. Get out of here for now. It's good to see you guys. Maybe we'll get us a chase here on this beautiful hump day. Yeah. Next call.
Dorchester Avenue, 3011 Dorchester Avenue, suspect. This is Hunt. Don't use narcotics, suffers from an unknown diagnosed mental illness, is breaking into the house. It's code 3-220-994-38. Stand by for this.
So there you go, son on narcotics, trying to bust into his own dad's house.
Southbound Avalon from St. Knowing how many occupants in the vehicle.
We got a following there too. Who knows? Maybe we get a chase out of it in a few minutes. Who knows? Right, Chester? There you go. See, you just said it, and they have a. I'll give it a sec here. See what they say, but probably just pull over.
6949 is now southbound Avalon and 102nd.
He's just.
The Tri-Light.
He's following him. He's not chasing him.
Frequency for a follow.
Okay, he's asking him for a backup.
Backup follow.
We'll see if they pull over, if they run. We'll see. It's the first of the month. Get up, get up. Yeah, tonight I definitely have a lot of robberies. A lot of robberies. People have to pay the bills, and people get paid on the first, and they know they like Vulture. They wait for the people that wait out, go in those like check cashing joints and banks. And usually they know either you've deposited or you've, you know what I mean, or you've cashed a check. So now you've got money. So they rob you. You too, Vinny.
Otsego North Canyon, so the male black, early 20s, red shirt, blue jeans, running into traffic. It's code 3-2215, ready 1544. Blue hooded sweatshirt, blue jeans. It's code 22219, 3361.
Let's see what the gas is right here. Shit, couldn't see. See all that fresh snow, though. Boy, oh boy. Got a decent amount there in Minnesota.
Traffic, Avalon, 105.
He's got to get gas. Look, he burned out the gas so hard, he's got to pull over and get gas.
Suspect is complying. Area team requesting a unit to block northbound traffic, Avalon at 105.
Got that. He got that debit card. Fill his tank up. On the taxpayers' money. That's how it works. I mean, you got to remember they're driving these super heavy trucks and cars, and they're fucking, their driving habits obviously pretty bad in that sense that they have to jam. So they're off of the pedal, and because they have to wait for the traffic to get out of the way, the ding dongs who don't see them. Otherwise, it would be smoother and easier, less gas.
247 East 84th Street, code 2 incident 2224. Already 1268.
But the stopping and the going and then jamming on that heavy gas pedal to get fucking the car going again, it's burning that gas quick. That's another reason why they get more than one in the chase, in case the car has an issue. Your tire goes down, you're out of gas, or low. 5 miles to the gallon. I don't know if it's that bad, but it's pretty bad. I would venture somewhere between 9 and 10. I mean, a Hellcat gets 13, I think. And you're talking about a supercharged V8, which most people don't drive, modestly. Let's be honest with that, because you can look at their tires and see that shit. Fools always have some bald-ass tires on there. I did respond. Why? Did I miss something? I'm sorry, Jester. I was just so caught up in the chase. Arkansas is the best. Yeah, well, I mean, it's weird, man. Those officers or those troopers are willing to risk their own lives. Pitting people at 100 miles an hour is insane. I mean, it's dangerous for the officer just as it is for the suspect. You know? It's, yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand it. And the fact that they don't do it here only promotes more chases, I would think. And keeps the chases, like the longevity going. You know what I mean? But also, you got to remember things too. When they're chasing in Arkansas, there's a lot more rural area. So you could fucking pit somebody and they can go flipping out into a fucking field with nothing. And that's we don't have fields with nothing here. We don't have that. Every once in a while, you'll see a fucking corner place that's been bulldozed.
On the corner in the strip mall outside of the 7-Eleven. Suspects a male, black, mid-40s, 5'10", 150 pounds, wearing numerous gold chains, dark brown t-shirt, brown pants, carrying a 5-inch knife, code 2172230, ID 1151.
Got numerous gold chains and a knife.
I'm gonna slice you up!
So yeah, there's just a lot of difference there, you know, when you can pit somebody and it doesn't hurt. There's no individuals around. It's not a major city. Get it. But the fact that they're doing it at the speeds they're doing is kind of wild. You know, because a trooper is a trooper. Realistically, they go through a lot of training. They go through like I think it's like 22 weeks of training for the CHP troopers. You know, because it's much different being a trooper, you know, than it is being a LAPD or sheriff. You know, not to mention all of those troopers have to be like certified and stuff. When 90% of sheriffs and LAPD officers are not PIT certified, they have to go to a separate school to learn it, which is at a CHP Academy type facility. You know what I mean? So, car skill, you know what I mean? Marksmanship, you know, being fit, it's a lot. You know what I mean? When you break it all down. Because also you got to figure the troopers, like when the, you know, politicians come to town, the troopers are the ones providing security. They're the ones doing the rolling motorcades and all that shit. It's not LAPD. It's not sheriff. Now, the sheriff does do some stuff. They do, like, you know, the Rose Parade. If you watch, they're the ones that protect the Rose Parade, the sheriff department. You know, so. Oh, yeah. What you up to, big dog? What are you doing over there? Hmm? What you doing over there? There he is on the hood ornament right there. Little stinker. Of course, now he moves. Makes sense. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here, but it's good to see you. Hopefully we get a chase later today. It doesn't look like we're going to get a chase now. We gave that one a little bit, and nothing really panned out. So on behalf of Ding Dong Stinks and myself, I'm out of here for now, or we are out of here for now. But I'm here, so if a chase pops off, we'll watch it. If not, I'll see you guys Friday night, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So other than that, I want you guys to really enjoy your hump day, have fun, and laugh, man.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Bye, guys.
See you guys. I'm going home.
That's it. I'm going home. Bye, y'all.
Units code 4 on Lower Canyon, no for 15 men on the roadway.